The Pistons have won 7 straight overall. The Warriors have won 9 in a row at home. They're about to get going at the Oakland Coliseum. Here again, Greg and Jim.
All right, John, so somebody's streak will end right here tonight in front of a sold-out Coliseum crowd. The arena is sold out for the 10th time this year, as Don Nelson's Warriors are an incredible 27-20. The best record they've had at this stage of the year since the 75-76 team. And there's Chuck Daly, who takes the bad boy image to heart with his powerful-looking suit. Al Davis is actually here watching the ball. You remember last year they were comparing the Raiders with the Pistons, and Davis is here about 10 rows off the floor. And when Chuck Daly walked on the floor, he gave him a thumbs up side, and they both corresponded. If you see the officials, Derek Stafford, Mike Lauerman, Ed Middleton.
Yeah, with no reference to the officials. I thought there was a strange man lurking about the Detroit locker room as I was walking into the arena.
They actually asked for some Raider warm-ups and different things from L.A. to send off to Detroit. The bad boys of the NBA, and the baddest, Bill Laimbeer, is sent, but it's going to be John Sally to jump center against Larry Smith. We're underway. Spider Sally wins the tip back to Isaiah. Mark Aguirre will come off the bench, of course, this being his first game. They begin Rodman and Sally up front along with Laimbeer. Joe Dumars, who did not play last time the Warriors and Pistons met, and that's a big difference. Isaiah throws to Laimbeer, and Laimbeer, who has not been as much a part of their offense the last couple of years, his scoring average steadily has gone down the last 4. Puts Detroit on the board. The Pistons, the second best record in the NBA, is Teagle gets started quickly.
Nice play. Terry had the open shot. They just moved the ball a couple times. He got a better one.
Detroit is 33-13, 2.5 back of the Cavaliers in the Central. Here's Dennis Rodman, who has been rebounding like crazy of late. And Terry Teagle is drawing the defensive assignment of Bill Laimbeer. The reason Detroit is going to Laimbeer twice up the floor. He only scores about 12.5 points a game. They're trying to exploit the size mismatch.
Yeah, he's going to have to front him just like he did very often tonight.
And now Mullin is on Laimbeer. They double team with Garland, but Laimbeer shoots and scores anyway. Laimbeer is coming off a 20-point game in Sacramento on 10 of 15 from the floor. And Mullin ties the game.
I'm not sure he realized he was that open. Richmond knew it all the time, and Chris turned, and all of a sudden he was kind of stunned that there was no one near him.
And the Pistons don't generally leave the other team's star that open. They go into a game with the idea of shutting down the star. They've done a great job against Michael Jordan. Larry reaches in, knocks it free. Terry Teagle has Isaiah to beat, does, and scores. Nice play by Terry with the ball to the floor. And the Warriors have their first lead, 90 seconds in.
Great help out by Larry Smith. Warriors are going to have to do that tonight. This team moves the ball around. They will find the weaknesses.
Detroit is playing game 3 of a 4-game Western road trip. Laimbeer is becoming a problem inside, but he blew that shot. Able to hang tough, and the rebound ripped down by Sally. This is a great offensive rebounding team, Detroit. That's a 2-pointer by Dumars. Teagle takes it away from Rodman. And they're going to call a foul on Rodman. Mike Lauerman does.
Dennis is smiling, and well, he should be. That's a no call. That should never be a whistle. Terry Teagle had possession of the basketball going the other way. There was a lot of contact on the offensive rebound sequence before that for Detroit.
This is a great rebound by Terry Teagle. Last night, or not last night, 2 nights ago in the Warriors' last game, as Garland misses 32 offensive boards for the Clippers, Detroit is a great offensive rebounding team. They had the best offensive rebounder in basketball in Rodman.
Well, they got guys that go with quickness to the boards.
Larry got the shot he wanted, but not the result. Rodman to Isaiah Thomas. He just played in his 8th consecutive All-Star game. He is 8 for 8. And a 7th straight start. Dumars spins strongly. Dumars is a great player. Rodman on the offensive rebound. Again, it surfaces very quickly. He is the best rebounder per minute in the NBA. He pulls a rebound about every 2.5 minutes. In offensive, he is the best in basketball also per minute. There he grabs a defensive board up the floor to Sally. And Sally's going to the free throw line trying to knock off a 3-point play as Detroit takes an 8-6 lead.
Well, Sally comes up limping a little bit, but as you look at Chuck Daly, he's got to be very happy with Dennis Rodman working both ends of the court on the boards. And of course, Rodman has a chance to float around. You're going to see Warrior defense. Well, here you see the reach in. Richmond did not get body position, just tried to swipe the ball. But you're going to see the Warriors double and triple teaming, going to the passing lanes. And that's why that frees Rodman even more to go to the offensive boards because he doesn't get blocked out.
Sally is a poor free throw shooter, 68%. The Warriors throw the ball away. Here's Sally on the dribble to Laimbeer. He's a great stationary jump shooter. and he rips it. Detroit takes a 10-6 lead. Laimbeer has 6 of their 10. Detroit has the best road record in basketball at 14-9. Teagle down low to Garland. Gets Isaiah to bite and then scores. Nice head fake there by Winston Garland. And I mentioned Detroit playing Jim game 3 of a 4-game road trip. They opened it up by beating the Lakers on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, they dealt away Adrian Dantley after they had a 6-game win streak. Now it's 7. They beat Sacramento on Thursday as Sally dribbles high right to Garland. Mullin has Teagle behind the back. He knew it's coming. And Terry bobbles it. And now he comes in. Rodman pulls another rebound.
I think Chris could have made the easy play. Might have gotten 3 points out of that had he just taken the ball to the hoop, dish it off at the last minute.
Looking for style points. Here's Isaiah, watched by Richmond. Garland switches out. Dumars over Chris Mullin. And another offensive rebound by Rodman. A loose ball foul going to be called this time on Teagle. As Rodman, who plays with a lot of emotion, applauds the call there by Mike Lowerman.
He's very tough to block off the boards, and you've got to get him out high. If you lay him down low, he just gets to the ball quicker than anybody. He's got great leaping ability. Backdoor
pass Isaiah to Joe Dumars, and Dumars can really go off on. He scores 16 tonight. Richmond comes right back over Rodman, and that's a great compliment to Mitch Richmond that he is initially in the game drawing a defensive assignment of Dennis Rodman. That's Richmond's first shot of the ball game. 12-10 Detroit. We played 4.5 from a sold-out Coliseum.
Foul on Mitch.
Ed Middleton has the call. That foul on Teagle, by the way, Jim, his second foul in the first 4.5 of play.
We talked about Joe Dumars a moment ago. I think he's really a real factor to this ball club. I think he was excellent in the game against the Lakers when they beat the Lakers down in the Forum. He's just having his best year all around. He's averaging over 16 a game and playing with confidence.
Oh, nice block there by Terry. Teagle on Laimbeer. Laimbeer is going to go to the free throw line here. He was shuffling his feet. They call a hold on Winston Garland, though.
Well, a great block inside by Teagle. Times it perfectly. Keeps the ball in play, which well he should. Garland here just trying to fight a bigger guy who's much stronger. Gets caught for the reach in.
And this is the baddest of the bad, Bill Laimbeer. He is about as hated as any player in the NBA. He's public enemy #1.
I thought he had a legitimate argument, though, when he talked about the bad boy image, and the NBA said cool it.
Right.
And yet
they endorse it. I mean, they actually promote. They have a poster in Detroit called the Bad Boys, and they want that image certainly, but then they turn around and find a guy $5,000 when he takes a swing at a player. He and Brad Daugherty had a nice fight right after the Warriors played Detroit, and that snapped a consecutive game streak of 685 for Laimbeer, the 4th longest. Mullin gets the shot up anyway after Dumars knocked it away. Laimbeer throws for Joe Dumars. Again, Dumars did not play last time the Warriors and Pistons met. He bullies down low. The shot clock is halfway through. It is 14-10 Detroit. Isaiah throws Dumars, and Dumars bobbles. He feels he was bumped from behind. This game is physical.
It's hard to catch a cannon.
That was a bullet. Also, Mullin was applying some pressure from behind as Don Nelson stops play. This could be a fun night tonight. A lot of bodying going on. 6:55 to play in the opening quarter.
Introducing the new BMW 5 Series sedan. The spirit of a car company, sculpted into 3,400 pounds of steel, glass, and leather.
Hello, I'm Douglas Higgins, President of the Oakland Board of Port Commissioners. You're looking at our Howard Terminal, the newest in the Port of Oakland. The port's cargo container facilities, including this one, generate thousands of local jobs. We recognize the important contribution of organized labor to their construction and operation. As an example, these high-tech gantry cranes are the product of skilled IBEW craftsmen employed by NECA electrical contractors.
For all your electrical needs in the Bay Area, call 800-527-9797 today.
Right now, the only thing that would taste better than a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Genuine draft anymore? Thanks. About time, man.
Because if you want a beer whose rich, smooth draft taste hasn't been changed by heat pasteurization, we've got it down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
Warriors basketball brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer.
You know, the Warriors have already received over 1,000 phone calls for people getting their name on the list to be a part of next year's season tickets, the priority list. Call the Warriors Monday morning during business hours, 415-638-6300. Don't wait. It's going to be too late. Teagle goes left baseline, taking Joe Dumars, and Joe Dumars is just a great defensive player. Teagle made a very solid play. Terry has 6 points, and you know, he is just playing so well of late. It's incredible. Last 15, he's scoring better than 17 tonight. Isaiah loses the ball out of bounds.
I'll tell you, you cannot play better defense than Winston did right there. He cut him off. Look at him take the shortcut. Took the shortcut going back to the basket. Got in front of him again. Disrupted the dribble. Goes off Isaiah.
Here's Mullin against Dumars, and Mullin fires. And the rebound to Bill Laimbeer. Over to Isaiah Thomas, forecourt Rodman. For the cutting Sally and the dunk. Oh, that was a nice play. They got Sally and Rodman in the same draft. 1986, Rodman around 1, number 11 overall. Or pardon me, Sally around 1, and Rodman around 2, number 27. Manute Bol is coming into the game. Next whistle. Warriors hanging tough. Don't count Richmond's basket. A foul beforehand is called on Isaiah Thomas. Here comes Manute Bol. And you see the heavily wrapped right thigh he got in overtime in Los Angeles on Thursday.
Usually you get a knee from a defender into the thigh. I guarantee you a knee
Elbow.
did not get to his.
It was a tooth or an elbow. It was Quentin Daly who did it.
He was up in the air, I believe, and came down, but that's a contusion.
And really, Manute is not near 100%. They listed him as doubtful this morning, and he is just gutting it out. It is a real big factor that he plays in this ballgame. He doesn't have to do much motion, just hang in the lane and try and disrupt this Detroit offense.
Yeah, Detroit's playing very well tonight in this first quarter. Much better than they did in their home court at the Palace.
That was on January 25th. The Warriors were beaten 105-104 as Isaiah throws it down low to Laimbeer. And we're seeing Isaiah pass the ball much more. He's not taking a floor shot yet. Last game out against Sacramento, he scored just 9 points. And he is assisting great the last 3, better than 14 assists tonight. Garden pulls the offensive rebound and comes back. It's 18-13 Detroit, and Garden brings the Warriors within 3.
You know, I referred to that last game. Now, the Pistons got off very fast. They were 10-0 against the Warriors because the Warriors could not get a shot down, but you see a little bit better discipline among these Pistons tonight here. They are really trying to pound that ball inside.
With 5 minutes to play in the first quarter, Mark Aguirre takes his seat at the scorer's table. He is coming into the game next whistle. And here is Isaiah. His first shot of the game is a miss. Larry takes Mullin's tip. Richmond looks around and throws to nobody. He committed too early, and here comes Mark Aguirre. Terry Tiggett also comes back in, and Larry goes off the floor. Aguirre wearing number 23. Number 24 is worn by rookie Michael Williams, and Aguirre says, I'll get that jersey soon. Almost 14,000 points in a tremendously stormy 8 years in Dallas. They've been trying to trade him for over a year. Dick Mata essentially quit because they couldn't get rid of Aguirre.
Watch what he does tonight. He'll be working in the offense. He'll be passing the ball a lot. He's going to try to make it a better team. I guarantee you, Greg.
He wants a ring. Here's Bill Laimbeer, and the rebound to Mullin. The Warriors down 3 with 4:15 to play in the opening quarter. Mullin is turned aside there by Aguirre. Bol finds Teagle. Drives on Laimbeer, has it knocked away. Terry picks it back up. Mullin over Aguirre. Aguirre draws the defensive assignment of Mullin. Which could be a tough debut for him. We're going to post up Aguirre, at least he is. He wants the ball. And Aguirre has his first shot blocked by Manute. And Teagle trying to give the Warriors the lead, cannot. And it's interesting that Aguirre was the first player off the bench and not Vinnie Johnson, who is Chuck Daly's choice. Usually, if Vinnie Johnson now is waiting at the scorer's table, they'll be coming into the game for either Dumars or Isaiah. Shot clock is down to 7. Trying to give Aguirre the ball is costing them a lot of time. And the shot clock's at 4, at 3, at 2. And they fouled Isaiah. Garland did a tough foul there. The shot clock down. He pushed him as he was going to take a very bad shot. Higgins comes in for the first time for Don Nelson. Garland goes off the floor, and Joe Dumars is the guard that Vinnie Johnson replaces.
Just a little response there, a push on the hip, and immediately Garland knew he had done wrong. I think you're going to see Higgins matched up probably with Aguirre at this point. They had a battle before, and Aguirre kind of took over in the Dallas Maverick uniform here at the Coliseum.
Isaiah Thomas is receiving a lot of flack in Detroit. And it was not Chuck Daly that made the trade. It was somebody higher up, either Jack McCluskey, their general manager, or William Davidson, their managing partner. And the Detroit people were very surprised it was made. And they were very subdued. They really got along with Adrian Dantley. A lot of people think Dantley's a bad guy. Of course, Frank Layden spoke very poorly of him in Utah, but Detroit loved him. And Mullin answers back, and the Warriors have tied this game. Each team has 19. We played 9 of the first quarter. Isaiah throws to his buddy since they were young boys in Chicago. Aguirre tipped away. Laimbeer on low. And Cole is going to be called for a foul, which has him screaming. Timeout is called by Chuck Daly, so 2 free throws will be shot for Detroit when we come back to the Coliseum. Bill Laimbeer will be on the line with 2:56 to play in the opening quarter.
Introducing the new BMW 535i, the car that recalibrates the performance sedan benchmark. Now awaits your test drive. Automotive Industries magazine said, the BMW 735i is our clearest glimpse at next century car design. We say, come appreciate the view.
Last year, Californians discovered how easy banking can be. Alpha from Bank of America. Checking, savings, overdraft protection. In one account with one statement. Plus, unlimited Versateller use at no charge. And now, Alpha has 24-hour phone service. Alpha, when it comes to simplified banking, no one does the job like B of A.
Through Colorado's Gunnison Gorge, the river whispers and roars past cliffs carved by time. A dam would threaten the life and beauty of this canyon forever. But the right to build a dam belonged to people who decided never to use that right. Now, what took nature 2 million years to make will still be seen by the eyes of our children's children. Do people sometimes care for nature by leaving it alone? People do.
Warriors basketball brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer.
Heading into the ball game, the Detroit Pistons are the second best, and the Warriors the third best in holding opponents down as far as floor shooting, the best to the Utah Jazz. And they're both doing some comparable things.
Well, that was one of the questions coming in tonight, because this team, the Warriors, has been scoring so well. Could the Detroit Pistons slow them down in the offense, because they're holding teams to barely over 100 points a game?
Battle of the 6th best offense at 114.1 of the Warriors against the 2nd best defense at 100.7 a game. Chuck Daly's Detroit Pistons. Last time these two teams played, the Warriors shot only 40.8% from the floor, but almost won the game. We're beaten on Isaiah's banker over a minute with 14 seconds to play. Bill Laimbeer is off to a big early start here, as he has 12 of the Pistons' 21. We have 2:50 to play in the opening quarter. Otis Smith out of the game for the first time. Rod Higgins, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, and Manute Bol. It's a three-pointer by Rod. The rebound goes right to the arms of John Sally. Detroit now plays Vinnie Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Mark Aguirre with the ball, Laimbeer and Sally. They double-team Aguirre. Dangerous cross-court pass does go to Isaiah, and Sally off the rim. Johnson. Johnson played so well as a starter when Joe Dumars missed a dozen ball games with a broken ball with his left hand. Higgins blocks Laimbeer. They call a foul. That was a clean play. It appeared from here, but Derek Stafford calls a foul on Rod, which will give 2 free throws to Bill Laimbeer, Jim.
Everybody gets upset when the call is made late. Rod was going down court, and the whistle blew. Now here you get a look at it. Looked like a clean block from our angle. It looked like a clean block on the replay.
Derek Stafford made the call, and Laimbeer is back on the free throw line.
I'll tell you why an official might call it on that situation. Rod was on the other side. He was on the left side of Laimbeer. Laimbeer is a right-handed shooter. Had he been coming on the right shoulder, you can get away with that a lot easier.
Laimbeer is a great free throw shooter. His numbers down this year 75%. And last year it was 87 points. For a career, he is an 83% free throw shooter. The ball game he has made 6 of 6 from the line. He has now 14 points. He only averages 12.4 a night. Wraparound pass, a foul to be called on Detroit.
I think Otis will go to the line. He was trying to get the ball up to the backcourt.
Well, it is the Pistons' 4th team foul, so they won't give the Warriors free throws there, but they are going to say Otis in the act of shooting. And he was. Foul's on Mark Aguirre. That's his first foul as a member of the Pistons.
Okay, now you're going to see full court pressure after this second free throw by Otis Smith, I believe. John Nelson came back and said something to the assistant coaches, and I think it was the defensive call.
Well, we'll check you out here. And it's funny, I had a talk with Brendan Malone, the assistant coach. You're wrong. You are wrong.
I don't know what black means anymore. They changed it on me.
Well, you know what? I talked to Brendan Malone again before the game, the Detroit assistant. He has scouted the Warriors a number of times, and he was telling me how difficult the Warriors' signals are to pick up because Don will just change them periodically. Aguirre is now 0 for 2 as a Detroit Piston. Bull blocked one shot, and there he misses an open shot from the wing.
Well, I'll tell you what, the presence of Manute Bol has changed the complexion of the game. The Pistons were throwing the ball inside, pounding inside, and getting a lot of productivity out of that. He has changed it. They're having to take the ball outside again.
Mullin tries and tie, but he can't. Mullin from the floor is not shooting very well. He's now 3 of 7. To continue a recent trend the last 5, he's at 42%. Vinnie Johnson has it blocked by Richmond. Higgins saves the Manute. And Manute's knocked it out by Sally, but the Warriors keep the ball with 1:18 to play.
Now, one thing I don't like in the first quarter, most of the Warriors' shots, whether they were made or just attempted, have come on one-on-one moves.
They're not getting into the motion offense. Detroit, though, is a very aggressive defensive team. They're probably the best. They have Sally and Rodman. Rodman on the bench now. Mullin has it knocked from behind by Sally. Man, it's nice to have long arms. John Sally at 6'11". Chuck Daly off the bench instructing his defense. That was really built by Rod Rothstein, who is now the head coach of the Miami Heat, one of the assistants for Chuck the last couple of years. Richmond for the tie. 11 minutes gone by, and each team has 23. And the Warriors have won 9 straight in this building. Detroit has won 7 straight overall anywhere. They began the year with an 8-0 start. Laimbeer is having a monster ball game to begin. He has 16 points. His season high this year is 27. He has 16 in the first quarter. Mullin up and down. They're going to call a travel on Chris. It almost looked like they were going to get away with that, Jim. The whistle was late, and Chris did leave his feet and come down.
He was right in front of Ed Middleton. Ed Middleton did not call it immediately, but it was a good call. He was traveling. You know, Laimbeer didn't even want to shoot the ball in Detroit last month. Tonight he's coming out firing.
Now, he will go in stages, and I think it's the determination of the game plan heading in if he is going to be a shooter or a passer. And tonight, obviously, he is a shooter. Sally gets it over ball, but not in. Higgins the rebound.
Should be one shot.
Shot clock at 20, the quarter clock at 22. They take it quickly.
What do I know?
Well, certainly the strategy is to shoot much later because now Detroit can take the last shot and negate that play by Richmond. Shot clock is on. You can see the quarter clock. It's a 25-25 tie. Dumars is not fouled, but he scores anyway on a high archer. Joe Dumars is a great player. Higgins, side of the backboard and almost part of the rim there at the horn. So, it is a low-scoring game, so to speak. Certainly by recent Warrior numbers it is, because Detroit likes to keep it low. 1 quarter done, 27-25 Pistons.
The BMW 325i. For about $25,000, why settle for an imitation when you can own the original? Introducing the new BMW 535i, the car that recalibrates the performance sedan benchmark, now awaits your test drive.
Excuse me, folks. Looks like you like those Taco Bell tacos. Yep. Did you know that those 59-cent tacos come with a guarantee? You don't love them, you get your money back. Did you know that? Hey, pay attention. 59-cent original tacos. You'll love them or your money back. Guaranteed.
Hey, can't you see we're eating?
Taco Bell has your order. Guaranteed. Make a run for the border.
Win this new Pontiac Firebird or a new Le Mans at participating Taco Bell restaurants. No purchase necessary.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Memories. Nothing evokes them like the house they grew up in. The first stairway he climbed, the first railing they peeked through, the first banister she floated down. All part of the reason the Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee exists. To help rebuild your home, whatever the cost, right down to the spot where Dad hung his hat. The Allstate Home Replacement Cost Guarantee. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Pure, genuine, never heat pasteurized. A beer that's made unlike any other. Cold filtered to give you the rich, smooth taste of real draft beer. That's the mark of a great beer. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
The Warriors are sponsoring the second annual 3-on-3 basketball tournament coming up March 18th and 19th over at the Oakland City Center, which is 1 year old. Give a call, 1-800-888-DUNK.
Yeah, the Pac-10 tournament will be over that weekend previous to that. Now, if Cal doesn't get a postseason tournament berth, I'm going to have Leonard Taylor and Keith Smith come over. I think I'm going to be the third team there. We'll have a chance.
That'd be tough. Notice Smith fires and misses. How good is Leonard Taylor? Are you going to be a pro?
Yeah, I think he is. He's got a lot of factors going in his favor.
Aguirre is now 0 for 3 as a Piston. And he's missed 2 open shots. Bowl blocked the other. Pistons up 2. 30 seconds gone by. Second quarter. Benny Johnson's miss is rebounded by Dumars.
Offensive rebounds are killing them tonight. Can you imagine the score had the Warriors gotten every defensive rebound, which would be impossible, of course, but just the majority.
Teagle on Laimbeer. Aguirre is double. The shot clock is at 8, 7. Ball comes right out. Shot clock is at 4. Out of bounds. That one is off of Detroit.
Benny gets it rejected, goes right back into Bull.
Well, he hands it. The shot clock was not reset. Bull came a long way out to get that ball. And again, he's playing on a very bad thigh. Richmond against Dumars and Laimbeer. Does not get it. Ties the game at 27. Mitch has 8 points on 4 of 5 from the floor.
Yeah, that's a nice move. That's the kind of move you like to see when the big man is in the middle. Laimbeer thought he had a chance to swipe the ball, so he doesn't move his feet, and Mitch just went right down the gut.
Dumars a tough entry pass to Laimbeer. Rebound Teagle. He was fouled to the backcourt by Aguirre. No call there, but Mitch saves the ball. Aguirre slapped him on the wrist. Higgins goes up with nowhere to go, but it's going to be saved by Teagle. Great play by Terry, a great athlete. Higgins spotting up for a three-pointer. They call it a 2. And the rebound to Aguirre. James Edwards is coming into the game in a moment as Rodman goes in. And does his rah-rah act as he jogs back defensively.
Oh, he flies to that basket from the wing.
He is so quick. Of course, he grew so many inches, grew 7 inches after high school. Ball with a 3. Didn't get it, and the rebound to Aguirre was right on top. 5 of 22 on his three-pointers. Johnson over Bull. Missed it, but it's run very well. They're really bumping them into the backcourt, and Don is very sensitive to that. Higgins ties the game. They are clubbing, slugging, pushing, trying to manhandle Manute Boljan.
Yes, they are. Derek Stafford saw the play. He was watching. They were the only two players back there fighting for the rebound. He's been bumped several times. There's a nice steal by Higgins. He cannot control.
He bobbles the ball out of bounds, trying to take it away. Aguirre's going off the floor after a less than scintillating initial stint as a Piston.
Yeah, right now he's kind of in a daydream, and Higgins just says, hey, I'm going to wake you up. But could not control the ball as it goes out of bounds.
Again, Detroit knows that Manute Bol is playing with a bad thigh, and they would lean on him anyway, but they're going to try and lean on him and get him right off the floor if they can. They call a foul on Otis Smith.
He got the ball, but I think he had the left hand in the back.
It'll
Made a
be
nice block.
Two-shot foul, certainly, on Otis. We played 2:28 of the second quarter.
Well, now what you watch as James Edwards sets up with Manute Bol here on the free throw line. When Aguirre was in that position a while ago, he really, you're talking about leaning on him, he leaned on him and pushed him out of bounds. Bol couldn't even get the ball out of the net to take it out of bounds. Let's watch what Edwards does.
Chuck Daly and the Pistons have offered Dennis Rodman $100,000 as a bonus if he can shoot his free throws 80%. He shoots 58, the rebound goes to Higgins. He missed them both. He is a very bad, obviously, free throw shooter.
As you see him on the Sports Look the other day talking about it.
Take it all the way in. Gives the Warriors the lead. And this arena is extremely loud. Here's Edwards up top. Over to Vinnie Johnson. Isaiah drops it back to Dumars. Detroit trying to run some offense here, but a real stagnant look here. And Rodman battling Higgins, not out of bounds. It's off to Rodman. The Warriors have the ball. Mullin is in for the Warriors. What did Rodman have to say about his free throwing on this?
Well, he was very embarrassed with Roy Firestone, of course, and they showed him shooting an air ball in the playoffs last year against the Lakers. And it said it's something he's working on. He's trying. He does not do it intentionally. He was very sheepish about it. He was chagrined. I'll tell you, Manute Bol has been a factor defensively.
Nice pass by Higgins to Garland, and Teague has it blocked nicely by Rodman. Garland, tough cross-court pass to Mullin. Shot clock not reset, reads forward. It's a 3-2 Mullin. It's tipped in by Ron Higgins. And the Warriors in a bit of a spurt here to take a 4-point lead. The Coliseum is extremely loud.
I told you it was going to be playoff atmosphere in here tonight. Warriors going for the 10th straight home victory. The Pistons, the first game with Aguirre.
Isaiah, bad miss. Rodman up and in.
How'd Isaiah miss it that much? I mean, he was about a foot and a half off.
He is really off of his game. Rodman has 6. Isaiah Thomas is 0 for 2 now from the floor. His buddy Aguirre is 0 for 3. Manute extending, but wants to throw the entry pass to Mullin. Over Vinny, blocked. Vinnie Johnson bolts forecourt to Rodman. Rodman, ball! Gets it. They want all to call the goaltend. Mike Lowman called the goaltend. Now Ed Middleton is saying inbound the ball because I agree with it.
I'll tell you, it's a tough play. Was the ball still going up?
Of course it was.
Yeah, I think that was a good block.
I didn't think he goaltended watching it live, and it certainly was not a goaltend.
I'll tell you what was deceptive about it.
Now the Warriors getting some offensive tips. Higgins does. Garland for a 2-pointer. A third shot for Higgins will be on the line. Dumars reaches in.
Well, there's retribution. That's a clean steal that way. It's a tough game to call, folks. Believe me, you got to call it like you see it. But I'll tell you why they got the call on Manute Bol. We're going to see a replay right here. Now, here's Rodman going in. The ball is in the air so long, okay? Manute was not the first defender. That's why they called the goaltend. It was still going up, but it was deceptive to the official because he shot the ball from so far from the basket. They lured him into that.
Ralph Sampson replaces Manute Bol. So you're saying it was an optical illusion, essentially?
Yes.
Because he released the ball so far to the floor that it has to travel a larger distance.
Yes, but it still was going up.
Yeah, he got it. I mean, watching it live, that second angle made it look close. And it probably was closer than we thought, but Manute really got that nicely.
It's a moot point. They got to play with it. They got the 2-point lead.
It's a Manute point, not a moot point. We played 4:40 of the second quarter. This is a real exciting game. You can feel the emotion everywhere. Ralph gets up high and throws Sally miss.
They're going to need Ralph tonight. He played very well against the Clippers in that first half.
Mullin is being surrounded by blue shirts, but he sticks it anyway. Detroit can do a good job of taking away the opponent's star, whether it be Larry Bird Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, or Chris Mullin, but Mullin is firing anyway. He has 4 points through, and he has tried to shoot the ball 10 times.
Well, Terry Teagle, who has really come alive defensively here for the Warriors, gets the steal, also gets the foul call. It was a good call by the official, but good defense.
Mandatory timeout goes to Don Nelson. As Chuck Daly is thinking, his team is down 4 with 6:51 to play in the opening half.
At Hyundai Center, Redwood City, we are the home of the place where deals make sense. Like when you buy an '89 Sonata, Hyundai Center priced at only $11,589. And if you qualify, drive home your new Sonata with no down payment. Get a Hyundai Center sensible deal on a 4-door Hyundai GL. Choose from 2 specially priced, now only $79.69. Our customers demand sensible deals, so join the satisfied customers of Hyundai Center, 2750 El Camino Real, exit on Woodside Drive off Highway 101, Redwood City.
I bid $200
With a line of credit from Wells Fargo Bank, opportunities are yours for the taking.
$350, $400.
And no bank has opened more lines of credit for more Californians than Wells Fargo.
$5.50. 5.5 the bid. There's a fine investment here. If I hear 6, it's yours.
So when your opportunity comes,
Do I hear 6 on it?
just say,
I'll take it. So,
with a line of credit from Wells Fargo Bank, still coming through.
Pure, genuine, never heat pasteurized. A beer that's made unlike any other. Cold filtered to give you the rich, smooth taste of real draft beer. That's the mark of a great beer. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
This portion of the Golden State Warriors game is brought to you by Dodge Center, home of the incredible deals on Whipple Road off 101 in Redwood City.
He only has 2 blocks in the ball game, but look at the factor he is. Detroit is 3 for 11 after roughly a 50% shooting opening quarter.
Even a shot Laimbeer made a few moments ago, he could have taken it in normally, but he knew Manute was there and took it back out to about 8 feet.
Well, now he's out of the game. James Edwards drives and misses. Ralph pulls down the rebound. Greg Poppett offside, Jim Barnett. 5.5 gone, second quarter. The Warriors up 4. Otis Smith cannot make it 6. Ralph will try here. Very nice play by Ralph. The rebound and a tough left-hand shot.
He's getting more aggressive. He told me after the game in L.A. the other night he feels a lot stronger.
You can see it. Mitch Richmond is coming back in. Here's Rodman. Over to Isaiah, who's had a silent game. James Edwards. He just ran across the lane and scores. He has not been playing well, James Edwards. Very down, 7.3 points a game. He is, the last couple of games, 1 for 9 from the floor. He's having some trouble here. Ralph going to lean back on in. Tries it right.
You can feel the crowd. They're really wanting to respond to this man.
Well, they know what he can mean to this organization if he can become the Ralph of old. I don't even want to think about it. It really could be frightening.
Now they're probably going to look at the Gordon Edwards every time.
Oh, nice backdoor cut. Edwards with hands of stone. Where's Roberto Duran? Mullin to Garland. This place will go wild. He did not get it. Tough rebound by Rodman. Almost threw it away as Garland plays top of the backcourt. Isaiah. And the backcourt fumbles the ball again. Almost twice in a row.
Hey, he's just not ready to catch the ball. His hands are down.
Rod Higgins goes off the floor. Isaiah will not get either of those turnovers. James Edwards will.
Isaiah, you got to recognize what your players, how they handle the ball. Now, Isaiah throws hard passes anyway. You got to be ready to catch it.
But they weren't bounce passes in the air. They would catch the basketball. Nice cross-court look by Ralph. Nice play by Ralph Sampson. That is the thing about Ralph that is so encouraging. Is he's so unselfish for the big man. He loves to give it up. And Chuck Daly stops play, but only incites the Coliseum crowd more. He has called a 20-second timeout here. 20-second timeout. Listen to this crowd.
Warriors travel to Dallas this Friday to take on the Mavericks. Catch all the action live on KPIX.
You caught little Isaiah's action before he went over. He's a little upset with his game, and I think a little frustrated that 2 turnovers in succession to James Edwards. He kind of threw the ball at a fan over in the first corner, over in the first row over there.
Let me ask you, the Pistons were playing pretty well. This game was even. Then they brought Aguirre into the game. They tried to get him going, and it really stopped this team's offense, and they have not been able to pick it back up since Aguirre has left the game.
Well, it's hard to point the finger at Mark Aguirre. Possibly Don Nelson bringing in Manute Bol was the changing difference there, but certainly they both occurred at the same time, and I think Aguirre did play very badly.
Isaiah in the All-Star game, 19 points, 14 assists. He made a couple of passes that were just incredible. A little bit too much showtime, but he has fun.
Yeah, he came out in the first 30 seconds and threw the bounce pass off the board.
Dennis Rodman is keeping his team in the ballgame. He'll be on the line for 2 free throws here. His offensive rebounding has been a tremendous factor, and Detroit is doing it with a whole different cast of people. Laimbeer and Rodman are playing very well.
Well, here you see Dennis Rodman. See, he's just going to flash in there. Gets that offensive rebound. A nice block by Otis Smith, but they call the foul. It's just hard to contain these guys if you don't get a body into them.
Otis Smith's second foul. You look at the scoring rundown for Detroit, you have to look at it a couple of times. Rodman has 9 points. Laimbeer has 16 points. Isaiah has 1 point. Dumars 4 points. Vinnie Johnson, no points. Mark Aguirre, no points. But they're hanging around. They're down 6, and their big people not playing well. 43-37 Warriors. Here's Ralph. Laimbeer is not going to defend him, and not James Edwards.
Well, you see he pushed him further out on the court.
They open Richmond for a 3-pointer. And they're going to be a loose ball foul here. It's going to be on Ralph Sampson. And not Dennis Rodman.
Now, what's Chuck Daly complaining about?
I don't know. I mean, is he yelling at Middleton or Rodman?
He must be yelling at one of his players, but believe me, Sampson was falling out of the play.
He's yelling at his players. He's saying, space the floor.
I mean, how do they call a foul there?
There's no foul there. It's a good rebound by Rodman. Daly is not happy with his team's offense. He wants better spacing. Holding foul on the Warriors, Mitch Richmond. That's his second foul. The Warriors have committed now 5 team fouls. Detroit only has 1 team foul. We've played 8 minutes of the second quarter, and Dennis Rodman is back on the free throw line. He has made 2 and missed 2.
Even though he's a poor free throw shooter, you don't want to put guys on the line. He was going away from the ball right there. Just let him clear out.
Dennis Rodman is a great rebounder, a solid defender. He'll pick up the garbage points inside, working hard. He has 12 points in this game. Warrior lead is 4. It was 8. Laimbeer the rebound.
Was that a tough shot? Winston almost got it down.
Isaiah. Dumars beats Mullin, and Mullin from behind blocked it. Ralph was able to slow him down. And Chris, who what they call riding the defender from behind after he was beaten, he hung with it, and Chris makes this play as well as anybody in the NBA.
Yeah, here's a nice move by Dumars, but he saw the presence of Sampson coming. That's why he put it back, and Mullin got a hand on it. And now you're going to see 2 more free throws in the act of shooting.
We're seeing a tremendous disparity from the line here. Detroit has taken 15 free throws, not counting these 2 coming up for Sally. They've made 11, and the Warriors are just 5 of 6, but Detroit is trying to shove it down the Warriors' throats inside.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of calls here or there, but really the Pistons are deserving to get on the line because they are taking it to the basket, getting Warriors out of position defensively, so they have to foul them. I thought it was a nice gesture by Joe Dumars when Sampson fell down on that block. He wasn't thinking about himself. He was worried about Ralph, and he broke his fall and helped him off the floor. Of course, he had a broken wrist or a broken hand earlier in the year, so he knows what it's like.
He came back a couple of weeks early. He's a tough guy, Dumars, and it's Dumars that is most distressed about Dentley being dealt away. He won't talk about anything. Otis Smith is on the line for 2 as he goes headlong. Ed Middleton calls the foul on Detroit. It's on, I believe, John Sally.
Sometimes it takes a tough fall to get you to the... You can see Otis just beating several players right there. Just acrobatic hang time. Gets him to put that shot off. He goes to the floor very hard, comes up with 2 free throws.
And as John Schrader told you before the ball game, Adrian Dantley wants to have an in-person meeting with Donald Carter, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, before, I don't know, before what he does. I mean, he has to go to that team. Yeah, Detroit has said, we're not calling the deal off. You got him.
What's there to talk about?
I don't know. And, you know, he had to report in 48 hours. He is not there for tonight's ball game. It's a big one. Dallas is hosting Houston, and he's not going to be paid for the game tonight as Isaiah misses. That's about $15,000. They're not going to suspend him or anything, but they're not going to pay him for not playing tonight. Mullin for a three-pointer. Ralph the rebound. And he's going for a three-point play.
Mullin can't get it from long range. He's struggled from that distance all year long, but Sampson, just an aggressive rebound. You can see the little slap by Isaiah. Doesn't even disturb him. He gets it to go down. He goes for the line and does not complete the three-point.
He has 6 points, though, playing the best he has played since coming back. This is his 9th game back. The Warriors have won 7 of the first 8 with Ralph back, and he's playing about 10 minutes a night. Isaiah's fouled his 2nd of the game. The Warriors now lead 6. Long rebound. Sally holds Otis Smith and goes and get it.
Yeah, Otis couldn't get out of the blocks.
Nice pass by Dumars. And Rodman will shoot 2 free throws. Foul is on Winston Garland. Timeout goes to Chuck Daly. And the Pistons, the best road team in the NBA at 14-9. The Warriors have won their last 9 at home. This game is living up to the billing. 2:45 to play in the half.
The legend lives on, a legend that includes over $5 million in inventory. Like no down payment and approved credit when you choose an '89 Dodge Shadow, priced at a legendary $83.69 with a factory rebate of $600. Like 88 Dodge Caravans, Dodge Center, priced at only $11,399. Or get $2,000 factory rebate on selected models. Shop our competition, but we know you'll buy from Dodge Center, 640 Veterans. Take the Whipple Avenue exit off Highway 101, Redwood City. This legend you can't afford to miss.
Have you seen Safeway's produce?
It's over your head, it's on every side. Mountains of veggies and fruit to the sky. Come take a look, come see the difference at Safeway.
Wherever you're shopping now, you haven't seen produce till you've seen the produce at Safeway. No store has more.
Come take a look, come see the difference at Safeway.
To do business in California, you've got to move fast. The last thing you need is a phone system that slows you down.
That phone system went down again?
You got it. We're changing to Pacific Bell. They've got the Centrex system. They monitor the whole thing 24 hours a day. It's not going to go down.
For the most reliable business phone systems ever made, your best call is to call on us. Pacific Bell.
This portion of the Golden State Warriors game is brought to you by Dodge Center, home of the incredible deals on Whipple Road off 101 in Redwood City.
You don't often see guards and swing players get themselves into foul trouble, but Tego, Garland, Otis Smith are, and the Warrior big people are not. Of course, that's a reproduction or a statement from the motion type of scrambling defense, and Don is going to bring Steve Alford in the ball game here as Chuck Daly is talking with Mike Abdenauer, the brother of Warrior trainer Tom, who is the trainer of the Pistons, and he's getting the foul rundown. That's what the trainers usually keep for the coaches, and he's being told that the Warriors have 3 players in foul trouble. Alford in the game again, replacing Winston Garland.
I'll tell you, you got to give credit to the Warriors. They're playing tough defense because the Pistons are moving the ball very well in their half court.
2:40 to play. First half. Warriors have sold out the Coliseum. They're on for the 10th time. Last year they had 7 sellouts all year. Foul is on Laimbeer.
Laimbeer committed the cardinal sin. He took his eyes off the basketball. Now, you see Sampson go back door. You've got to maintain vision on that. All of a sudden, he realized that Sampson was going to be a part of the play in the alley-oop. He thought he was just clearing, so he gave him a shove.
That's Detroit's 14th foul. No free throws. Otis Smith goes out, and Larry Smith is in. Don plays Alford, Richmond, Mullin, Larry, and Ralph. Ralph cross-court pass, Richmond. And Alford is wide open. And Ralph is traveling. Or did they call a foul before? The foul is called. Ralph was stumbling there, but the foul going to be called on Detroit's Smart Aguirre, who just quietly slid himself back into the game. Ralph really made a nice play, Jim, to get way out there. He kind of tap danced there for a while, but he was fouled before he lost his footing.
Boy, you just like the lateral movement, though.
Oh, great.
Just pursuit of the basketball. Certainly very different than the LA Clipper game the other night when it was so high scoring, both teams in the 60s at the half.
You see Chuck Daly between his two assistants. Don Nelson well off the Warrior bench.
In fact, I think the Warriors were over 70 at the half, weren't they?
72-68. But a Toronto good team in this kind of game. They average offensively 104.8 and defensively 100.7. So they only, their games are about 205 points a night. Isaiah with a great play to get the shot off. The rebound to Aguirre. Aguirre is 0 for 4 as a Piston. And Larry throws for Richmond. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Alford's open, but Richmond's going to fire. Warriors have a 7-point lead. Richmond has 10 points on 4 of 7 from the floor. Here's Aguirre, doubled and gives it away. Larry and Aguirre slugging it out. Alford over to help out. Alford lunging out on Isaiah. And they throw it away. I'm telling you, Jim, when Aguirre comes in the game, it really is fouling this team up. And Daly's going berserk. He's saying, space, get some motion here. Don't just stand around. Richmond fires. Ralph is playing great basketball. A minute and a half to play in the half. As Sampson wants it back, but he gives it up beautifully. Alford beats Isaiah, but Rodman pulls it. Here's Dumars, Aguirre, back to Laimbeer. Nice foul to give. Nice foul to give. Now Laimbeer has 2 free throws.
I don't want to sugarcoat it, but let's face it. Sampson went end to end right there. Almost got back for the block. He was trailing a little bit, but he's running the floor. Puts Laimbeer on the line. Bowles going to come back into the game.
Manute is coming back in, and I thought Aguirre was going to take this in, although Richmond was stalking him out. Ralph got him around the neck for Sampson, his second foul of the ball game.
You know, NBA players live in a little bit of fear, even though they're superstars sometimes. Aguirre's been having a tough night. He saw Richmond back. Had it been a smaller player, he might have opted to take the ball in. Normally he would in an offensive situation, but he did. Throw it back out.
And this ovation is for Sampson. Ralph has not received this kind of ovation here in many weeks. Usually when Bowl comes in, he gets the ovation big, but that was for Ralph. He played superbly. He had 7 points in the second quarter. Bill Laimbeer has 18 points. And it's a 5-point game, 50-45. Aguirre told me before the game that he is nervous about this game. Alley-oop pass, Richmond tipped it but couldn't get it in. Rodman was right with him. It's almost like a playoff game for Aguirre.
That's a tough play to go against Rodman defensively.
Laimbeer can put up big numbers. Again, a couple of years ago, the guy averaged about 18 a night. In addition to winning the NBA rebounding title. He's a former All-Star.
Yeah, for a big man, he just sets up so quickly.
Oh, Richmond got Rodman to fight. Still hit a tough shot. He made a great shot. Rodman able to hang out and try and block it. Mitch has 12. Mullin 8. Teagle 8.
That little lean in
for Ralph.
Excuse me, Greg, but that lean in from 20 feet is one of the toughest shots in the game. That should be Warrior ball.
The only one to say is Mullin knocked it out. Did not go off of Isaiah Thomas. Well, let me tell you, Jim, Isaiah is 0 for 4. Aguirre is 0 for 4. They have 1 point collectively. It belongs to Isaiah.
There you see the screen just blows by Alford, but I thought that ball went off the thigh.
Back live, we have a holding foul on Steve Alford.
I was watching the monitor. Did the ball ever get inbounded?
It was just being set to be inbounded. The puck came on the inbounds. Ed Middleton calls it on Alford. And Isaiah will shoot 2 free throws.
It's automatic 2 free throw when you foul before the ball is ever inbounded.
In addition to the fact the Warriors are over the limit. But you are right. Rodman is coming over to a talk with Chuck Daly. Isaiah Thomas, who scores 19.4 a night, only has 1 point. In the one game he did not get into double figures. His last game out, he had 9 in Sacramento.
You think he's struggling?
He is real. I've never seen Isaiah play so badly. As Garland is coming in and Manute Bol goes out as Don is looking for a offensive sequence here, going small. He has Alford, Mullin, Garland, Richmond, and Larry. Versus Isaiah, Dumars, Rodman, Aguirre, and Laimbeer. 35 to play in the half.
No matter how much money you make, how many accolades you've received, you're still a human being, as Isaiah is showing you tonight.
He missed it, but Laimbeer gets a reprieve.
And we should talk about the first half, because a guy like that can turn it around totally in the second half.
Well, you're not. He'll put 40 on the board in the second half. They want Isaiah to shoot a three, and he says, I may be playing badly, but I'm still Isaiah Thomas. It is 52-50. The Warriors have the last shot. Garland over to Mullin. They isolate Mullin. They clear the side for Mullin against Aguirre. And Aguirre will put him on the free throw line. This game is being televised back to Detroit. And the response in Detroit, 20-1 against the trade. The mail they have received in the respective newspapers. They are really up in arms about trading away Dantley, a popular figure, and getting Aguirre. And I don't think they're very happy with what's happened in the first half.
That is amazing, 20-1. You would think that they would look at the long range of it and realize that Dantley is soon to be. I don't think he's quite 33.
He's going to be 33 on February the 28th. They're also giving up a round 1 pick, but Detroit's round 1 is, like the 25th, 26th, 27th pick in the draft. So it could be a good player, but
Detroit has a lot of time to travel.
And they're travel with 2 seconds to play. So the Warriors still have one last shot. Now wait a minute.
Yeah. They're going to put a couple more seconds on the clock, I think.
I thought they were going to call a foul. They're going to knock the clock up a bit, I believe. Or are they, or aren't they?
I think they will. Now, Ed Middleton called the... Well, he put 2 up. I thought
it's 3. Now it's 3.
Okay.
They had 1 second.
They gave him another.
So at home, this should be like 5 seconds for the Warriors.
Hey, this should just be a break. See, they're
Otis against Laimbeer.
Yeah, but he's going to run. They're not going to throw it to him in front. Watch.
Spin by and go to the basket. Here's the long distance pass, and it's intercepted. Well, Al Davis is here watching the game. He always liked to go for the big strike. Daryl LaMonica.
Kenny Stabler.
Well, he liked, but LaMonica was the mad bomber that could lay it out to Warren Wells. First half is done. Great half, very exciting half. Very enjoyable. I don't care who you're rooting for. That was a fun half. 54-50 Warriors.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Nika IBEW. When Northern California business wants relief for their electrical needs, they call the winning team, Nika IBEW. You should too.
Dad loved being a doctor so much, we really never thought he'd retire. After half a lifetime at Kaiser Permanente, all the people he's cared for, the people who care for him. Just seeing all that, I've always known exactly what I've wanted to do and where.
As a member of Kaiser Permanente, you can have a personal physician. One like Dr. Steve Gordon. Kaiser Permanente, good people, good medicine.
Residential curbside recycling begins soon in several Peninsula cities, serviced by BFI. BFI is providing each household with 3 containers, designated for bottles, cans, and newspapers, and a brochure describing how you can participate. On the day BFI picks up your garbage, take your containers to the curb, and the recyclables will be hauled away.
Take it from me, San Mateo County Supervisor Mary Griffin, recycling is everybody's business.
You know we're gonna be there, don't think twice. Service is part of our name. We're a part of your country, a part of your town, and no one else does it the same. We deliver, we deliver. It's the reason you trust us. You know that we're gonna come through. We're your postal service. We deliver for you.
Got it.
We deliver for you.
Mark and Brian, rockin' LA. It's another hot one out there. 98, sweltering degrees and no relief in sight. It's hot, hot, hot.
Right now, the only thing that would take a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Man, I could sure go for one of these.
Because if you want a beer whose rich, smooth draft taste hasn't been changed by heat pasteurization, we've got it down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
We have a slightly revised forecast. It's cold. Go, go.
Well, the Warriors trailed by a couple at the end of the first quarter, 27-25. Then they went on an 18-8 run, built an 8-point lead of 43-35. Later led by 7, and the lead at the half is 4. It's 54-50. The Warriors lead the visiting Detroit Pistons at the half or more. Here again are Greg Papa and Jim Barnett.
And a lot of times these games heading in are overbilled, but tonight's game really is a fun game, John. A lot of slugging it out down low. Detroit is in this game down 4, despite the fact they're getting terrible play from Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Mark Aguirre. They're a collective 3 for 17, and Aguirre's 0 for 4 in his first half debut.
Obviously, Greg, defensively, the Warriors are upsetting the offense of the Pistons. The Pistons came out, you could see their game plan. They were going to make the Warriors pay the price for having the little men on the court. They threw the ball inside. They went right to Laimbeer several times, and he produced. He got a lot of points in the first half. The Warriors had to offset that. They brought in Manute Bol. He was a factor. He changed the whole complexion of the basketball game. Then they got great play from Ralph Sampson. But the game story tonight is defensively, the Warriors are really scrambling. By the time Isaiah took a shot, it was about 6 minutes into the first quarter. He was uncontested near the free throw line. His rhythm was so off, he missed that one, and he's really never gotten untracked until that last three-pointer.
The defense superb. Again, Laimbeer has 20. Ralph was great. He had 7. But two coaches that love to trap and double team and do a lot of creative things defensively are giving the fans a very enjoyable game.
And, of course, the Warriors have hit their shots very well in the first half. They've got to do that in the second half. This is a very tough Detroit Pistons ball club.
So the Warriors play well, and Ralph Sampson has a great half, so everybody's happy here in Oakland tonight, John.
Okay, while we all sit back and take a breather from the excitement in Oakland, why don't you take a look at the NBA report, which is coming up next. Scores and highlights from around the league. AD is not yet in the Big D, and the centralized power in the NBA. We'll have all that and more next.
An equity line from Wells Fargo lets you take delivery of the things you need for your home.
I'll take it.
It's a line of credit you can use for one major purchase after another.
I'll take it.
Simply by writing a check. Wells Fargo's opened more lines of credit for more California homeowners than any other bank.
You order the tub, mister?
Take it from the experts.
We'll take it.
Wells Fargo Bank, still coming through.
You'll have a howling good time watching our lineup of frightening fantasies during Freak Week. Monday night at 8, 2 college students are attacked by a savage four-legged creature. One is killed. Oh, but the other got it worse. He's in for some growing pains as he becomes the last of the werewolves. David Norton and Griffin Dunn star in An American Werewolf in London. Monday night at 8 as Freak Week begins on TV 36. Watch it if you dare.
Steve Swanson, you've got a saying down at Swanson Ford Isuzu.
You mean there's a reason for our good reputation?
That's the one. Now, is that just hype?
No, Jim. At Swanson Ford Isuzu, we're committed to complete customer satisfaction. We believe in making your new or used car or truck purchase as easy as possible, with the lowest prices, the best selection, and the finest service in Northern California.
So it's your way of doing business?
Exactly. And since 1938, we've tried to live up to it.
Well, then you've earned your good reputation, Steve. Here's to another 50 years in the heart of beautiful Los Gatos.
The Cleveland Cavaliers came into action today with the best record in the NBA, and they've padded that by 1 game after a victory tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers. The game played at the Richfield Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio, and we have it literally end to end. Mike Jaminski, the offensive rebound, tips it in for the Sixers, who trailed by a bunch, and the other end, Larry Nance was there. He scored 22 points. Brad Daugherty had 24. And the Cavaliers over the Sixers by 18. In Charlotte, the Indiana Pacers lose to the expansion Hornets. The final is 119 to 114, 30 for Tripucka and 27 for Rex Chapman. In Dallas, the Houston Rockets came a-calling to Reunion Arena. Brad Davis, 3 for the Mavericks. And for the Rockets at the other end, Walter traveled a bunch. Barry gets a basket for Houston. Game still in progress at Reunion Arena. It's over now. Houston has defeated Dallas, the final 105-94. Adrian Dantley is not in Dallas, says he wants a meeting with owner Donald Carter before he will join the team. New York over New Jersey, Gerald Wilkins had 29, and a game going on at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City. Utah hosting the San Antonio Spurs. Bobby Hansen inside. The offensive rebound, got the foul and completed the three-point play. Inbound play, Ivoroni to Stockton, and the mailman, Karl Malone, delivers as he does on most nights. Utah and San Antonio, this ball game is still in progress. We know that. We're at 70-63. Utah leads San Antonio. 3 games that just got underway at 7:30. Washington at the Clippers, Phoenix at Sacramento, and Rick Adelman, the interim head coach for Portland, in his first game hosting the Supersonics. Mike Schuler fired earlier today as the Trailblazers head coach. We'll be back with more on the NBA Report, a look at the toughest division in the league. Don't go away.
No matter what the season is now, at Travel Trails, it's always the right season to buy a new RV. Hi, folks. I'm Jim Geiger, the president of Travel Trails. Now's the time to buy your new RV. There's really no reason to wait. Every day of the year, you'll find low prices, a huge selection of major brands with hundreds of floor plans, all displayed in a low-key, no-pressure country store atmosphere. So whatever the season, come to Travel Trails all year round for the best prices, largest selection, custom financing. Let's have a cup of coffee, and let me show you how really easy it is to own an RV.
When we played for Oakland, we did not appreciate losing.
Our motto was, just win, baby.
Yeah, but now we just like to play a quiet game of pool and drink a few cold Miller Lights. Lights brewed from the ground up, so it tastes great.
Not like some watered-down version of a regular beer.
Your turn, Otis.
Hey, you cheated.
So?
Nice shot.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
This is a brand new Nissan Sentra. This is a brand new Nissan hardbody truck. What do they have in common? Absolutely nothing. Nothing down, that is. Because for a limited time, participating Nissan dealers can put qualified buyers into their first car or truck for no money down with the Nissan No Money Down First Time Buyer Plan. So see your Nissan dealer now and drive away in a brand new Nissan for a nice round figure.
At burger places, 59 cents won't get you very far. At pizza parlors, it'll get you even less. 59 cents at most Mexican places, you ain't going nowhere. But at Taco Bell, 59 cents gets you our delicious original taco. Packed with ground beef, lettuce, and cheddar cheese. 59 cents. It'll take you farther than you think.
Taco Bell has a roll to make a run for the border.
Gifts provided by Casio, the Casio Color TV 400 with 2-inch screen and built-in speaker. Wherever you go, favorite programs and instant replays in the palm of your hand. Casio's TV 400.
Welcome back to the NBA Report. Power in this league is centralized, if you will. That is to say that in the Central Division, there are more good teams than in any division in the NBA. Coming into action tonight, of the 6 best records in the Eastern Conference, 5 are from the Central Division. The Knicks would be the 2nd seed in the playoffs if they were to win the Atlantic Division, although Detroit and Cleveland have better records. The Pistons won the East last year and could do it again this year.
I don't think they really forget who we are, but I think the effect of Cleveland's winning and their success has changed a little bit. People didn't want to realize it, didn't want to accept it, wishful thinking they're going to fold. Not the case. They're a solid basketball team. They've got 5 guys who can shoot, who start. They know what they're doing. They have good demeanor. They're the club to beat right now in the East because they've got the best record. Atlanta has the personnel really to win the East. So I don't know that they're any odds-on favorite. All I know is to try to come out of there is going to be not an easy chore for anyone.
If the playoffs were to begin tomorrow, the Boston Celtics would make it as the 8th best team in the East, even though right now they're 3 games under 500. The third quarter, the Pistons and the Warriors from Oakland is coming right up.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Where is everyone at this hour? Probably down at Allstate, saving up to 15% on their car insurance with the Allstate Auto Advantage. If you have Allstate homeowners insurance and an excellent driving record, you might qualify. To find out, just call an Allstate agent and see if your home could save you up to 15% on your car. The Allstate Auto Advantage. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
As the manager of this building, my neck's on the line 24 hours a day. I don't have time for crisis situations. My electrical and life safety systems need to be ready to work instantly. I depend on NECA electrical contractors who employ IBEW electricians. They're professionals who give me skilled quality work on all the electrical, computer, and communication systems that all my tenants count on. So before you put your neck on the line, call a NECA electrical contractor.
Get the job done right the first time.
The last time the Golden State Warriors met the Sacramento Kings, the Kings put on a three-point shooting show. They hit 16 out of 31, both of those NBA records. You can see the Kings and the Warriors when we come to you next on Warriors Television on TV 36 Sunday, March 5th, 6 p.m., the Warriors and the Kings. Now for the third quarter from the Oakland Coliseum, the Warriors and the Pistons. Here again are Greg and Jim.
All right, John. The Warriors do have a 4-point lead here at 54-50, but you look down the numbers in the first half, Jim, and it's a bit Piston-like, I would say. I mean, the game has not gone tempo-wise the way the Warriors would like. While the Warriors have been winning here the last 19 games, they're doing so with a high shooting percentage and putting a lot of points on the board. The tempo has been Detroit's.
Well, it's been a slow down, bang it inside game, but it's amazing that the Pistons are only shooting 36% because they've gotten so many shots from inside the free throw line area. But you can see the disparity in the free throws. They've gotten to the line a lot more, and the rebounds have really evened up in the second quarter. The Warriors came, and they also got their own share of offensive rebounds, the Warriors did.
So the Warriors shooting only 42%. During this 9-game home winning streak, they're shooting 57%, and they're scoring over 127 points a ball game. So although the Warriors are up by 4, certainly Detroit at least has some feeling of good in the first half over that. Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman combined for 34 of their 50. Very amazing. And you don't see Mark Aguirre's name at all on the score sheet. He played 10 minutes. He was 0 for 4 from the floor. Isaiah Thomas only had 4, and he had a three-pointer late. Otherwise, he didn't score a basket.
Yeah, I think Don Nelson would like to really break this game open in the second half and get into a running motion game.
Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, the Warriors' 2 top scorers, doing it again tonight. And Tiggle, the 3rd top scorer of late, is scoring well. And Ralph Sampson had a great first half. The Warriors spreading it around, and a very exciting first half of play. And as we've been talking about, the Pistons are in town, and they've been often compared to the Raiders. And you know the man off on the left, Al Davis. Not a very popular figure here in Oakland. I don't think they've announced that he's here. I wonder what kind of reaction he would get from the fans here in Oakland.
They're going to play an exhibition game here this next year for the first time since they've left. So I think they'll get a pretty good ovation at that time.
And there is still a strong rumor around the East Bay that the Raiders will come back to Oakland and return here and never go back to L.A. And they're talking about Irwindale, of course, but that's not apparently going so smoothly. But Al Davis doesn't like to admit that he's made a mistake, and I think coming back to Oakland would be admitting he made a mistake. But since he's left the East Bay, they have not won. They're no longer the same Raiders. And when you play in L.A., Jim, and you don't win, you're about a 500 team, you don't get much attention. And Mr. Davis does not like to get that much attention. He likes to be in the limelight. Who doesn't? But he really does.
Well, that's why they've got to start winning again. That comes first. And the Warriors are going to have to try to do something in the second half here. They played well in the first, but you got 24 more minutes.
I wonder who Al Davis is rooting for tonight. Of course, he was a big Warrior fan in the mid-70s. Larry Smith shoved Laimbeer down. Davis was at Rick Barry's jersey retirement night last year.
Yeah, they're very close. Good friends.
But obviously, Al Davis likes the Pistons because they play his style of basketball.
Well, let's see who gave him the tickets tonight. That answers the question. There's a great pass inside.
Dennis Rodman is the recipient. He continues his big scoring game. He now has 16 points. The guy only averages 8.7 a ball game, and his season high this year is 24. And he rips the rebound down. And the Pistons can tie the game here. And Garland, oh, they call a foul on Winston Garland. Ed Middleton, Mike Lowerman, and Derek Stafford, the 3 officials who made that call.
Derek Stafford called it from behind. It's difficult to, I hate to keep harping about this. Now, he got the ball there, but he got part of the wrist.
He did. That was a good call.
It's difficult to see that from behind that quickly, even though Stafford was the closest official. And a lot of times you get away with that. But it's tough to get away when you're going against a superstar.
That foul on Winston Garland, his 4th foul of the game. And the Warriors had 3 players with 3 in the first half. Terry Teagle and also Otis Smith picked up 3. Isaiah was only 1 for 5 from the floor in the first half, and one of the buckets, a 3-point goal. He had 4 assists and 2 turnovers. The 2 free throws tie the game at 54. Mullin breaks it quickly. Mullin now has 12. He and Richmond lead the team. Chris is now 5 of 12 from the floor in the game.
Yeah, if they can
keep it
in the offense half court, if they can just keep those big men on Chris Mullin, then have him run them off screens like he's doing right now, he can score at will. Move without the ball, score without the ball, let it come to you.
Isaiah is looking to shoot much more in the early part of the third quarter. Richmond draws Rodman. Teagle draws Sally. Two great long-arm defenders. Sally fouls him, and Teagle almost made a three-point play. Now will be on the line for 2.
22, John Sally, second personal. Pistons first team foul of the period.
Well, once he gets this rhythm, Terry Teagle goes towards that baseline. You know he's just going to come up, stop and pop, and he not only jumps high, but he fades back on that shot. He released the ball before Sally got to him, and he almost converted the basket.
Well, the rumors certainly when Terry was not playing the month of December was that Chuck Daly and the Pistons were going to acquire him. I don't actually know how close it was, and Laimbeer bobbles the ball out of bounds. The Warriors are certainly glad they didn't deal Terry Teagle.
I talked to Warren Legary, who
Terry's
is Terry's agent, and he said a couple of deals were about to be consummated. And Don Nelson, I think, or somebody got some cold feet and said, I think we'll keep him.
That was a good move. Sometimes the best deals you make are the ones you don't make. Warriors have a 5-point lead back. Joe Dumars, who can play some point also, throws to Rodman, and Mullin has Rodman lurking from behind. Chris slowed it down to keep him off his back.
Yeah, he just kept his body between Rodman and the basket and then decided which way to go.
Warriors bolt out to a 7-point lead. 2 minutes gone by. Third quarter, Chuck Daly burns out his 22nd timeout quickly. Chuck is extremely intense, a very nice man. But he's not happy with the way his team is playing tonight and not happy with the first 1:55 of the third quarter. Coming up following the ball game, very interesting show. The 8th annual Players Association Awards Variety Special in the NBA. Michael Jordan will be among the more than 60 players honored. Also appearing, Howard Cosell, Aretha Franklin, Kool and the Gang, Rich Little, Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show. Stay tuned with 36 for a great evening of NBA entertainment. It's a pretty good list of people there. Aretha Franklin.
Now they're slowing it down. Look at, they're going to get to Laimbeer.
They're trying to post up Laimbeer. Garland with 4 fouls draws him. The double team comes. Shot clock at 3. Nice play by Isaiah Thomas, but he missed the shot. It rolled on the back of the rim for a couple of seconds. Garland has a tip, and it goes to Teagle. And Rodman with a clean block from behind, and it's Detroit's ball. The crowd wanted the goaltend, but Rodman got that ball cleanly.
Yeah, the question was, did it get off the backboard? Now, Terry thought he was home free right here.
I don't think
he just waited a little bit too long.
No, that's a clean block. He got it before it went off the glass.
Absolutely.
Nice play. Offensive foul, though, back to the Warriors on John Sally.
I'll tell you what that story, not this foul here, or the situation, but Terry Teagle thought he was home free. He took his time. He jumped high instead of just releasing that ball quickly. Rodman covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
John Sally goes out with his 3rd foul. Mark Aguirre comes in. Aguirre is going to guard or attempt to Terry Teagle. Here's Mullin. That's a 2-pointer. Aguirre does not get the rebound. Oh, my. The Warriors have the ball, and Aguirre is just having a bad game. What a tough break. That's like fumbling a punt.
Yeah, this is a bad dream. Now, he never touched the ball.
That's a bad call.
Yep, he never touched it.
Oh, I feel for Aguirre. I mean, he's having a rough time. To have that happen to him is not fair. He did not touch the ball. I didn't think he did, but they gave him a turnover. He blocked it. Rodman threw the ball, but anyway. Larry Smith scores his first bucket of the game. The Warriors have a 9-point lead. Trying to isolate Aguirre. They're not going to double him just yet. They do there with Garland. Quick reversal. The open Dumars. Detroit's not shooting well, but Rodman is hanging him in the game here. Rodman's putback gives him 18 points. A weak side rebound. Larry on the dribble over Laimbeer.
It's funny, he goes in spurts. He makes his mind up what he's going to do, and he just converts it.
Well, Larry only had 1 point of the first quarter, first half, I should say. Rodman's going berserk here. He has 20 points. His average 8.7 tonight. He's their top rebounder with 9.3 boards a game. And Laimbeer slugging it out, throwing elbows. Pulls the board and throws the outlet. Dumars is fouled. If it's on Garland, he has 5. Ed Middleton says the foul is on Garland. He has 5 fouls with 3:51 expired in the third quarter. Wow.
Well, Garland covered a lot of ground getting back on this play. Thomas slows it up and just dishes it right back to Dumars. I thought Garland had pretty good position. Had he not reached in with his hands, maybe a no call, maybe even a charge.
So we're going to see a lot of Steve Alford or a lot of the point forward, because Garland has 5 fouls less than 4 minutes in to the third quarter. Now, ordinarily, you'd say we're not going to see him certainly until the fourth quarter, but with Don Nelson, you just don't know. That's what makes Don great. He does what he thinks is right. And he has such an incredible feel for the game, Jim. You know, I don't think he has a weakness as a coach. He's a great X and O guy. He has a great feel of the players. He gets them to play. He has a great feel of the game. He always seems to pull the right string. It's amazing.
It's going to be a hold on Laimbeer or a push-off. It's going to be a hold on Laimbeer. Oh, Don Nelson, he never ceases to amaze me. I learn something more about him each time I see him.
Does not have a weakness.
He's a great psychologist.
He does everything well. I mean, preparation.
He's a step ahead of the other guys, too. I mean, people asked me before the game, spoke to a group, sponsors. They said, are the other teams around the league going to catch up and then adjust to all those little lineups and everything? I said no, because Don will keep a step ahead of him. He'll make his adjustments first.
Right. Ordinarily, that's a very good question, because other teams, if they Rick Mahorn is now to the ballgame for the first time as Laimbeer goes out with that foul, only his second, but Mahorn is into the game to try and slug it out with Larry down low, and the cutting Teagle scores. And the Warriors have a 7-point lead. Quickly to wrap it up with Don. No, because he'll just counter-adjust right back at you. And he works so hard, there's no way you're going to outwork him. Dumars on the dribble. Foul is on Larry Smith. There's 7:36 to play in this third quarter.
They're making a living at the free throw line tonight, but they're taking it to the basket. They're getting a lot of shots around that 3- and 4-foot area.
13, Larry Smith, his first.
2 more free throws coming up. Larry now with the foul has 1 foul in this game.
2 shots.
Joe Dumars very upset with the Adrian Dantley trade. They were very close friends. Joe Dumars will not talk to the media. They wanted to talk to him before the ball game about a different subject. He would not talk. Of course, he really does shun a lot of adulation. They wanted to put him on the cover of their playoff media guide last year. He said no. I don't want the attention. He's just a solid player every night. He gets the rebound on Mitch's miss. Warriors lead 5. Dumars hangs with it and draws a foul, a passing foul, says Mike Lawlerman. So no free throws.
This is a tough play. Dumars gets the rebound. Larry Smith reaches from behind, but Dumars still
hangs with it.
With the quick hands, and he's very strong, hangs with it, and they retain possession. Another foul on the Warriors.
Yeah, it's on Mitch Richmond, Jim. That's his third, and the Warriors' 4th team foul. Otis Smith in, Terry Teagle out. Aguirre, who is one of the greatest scorers in this league's history, is not on the board with Detroit.
And you saw him jump there. He just wanted that ball to go in, and when he missed it, he just jumped in the air running back.
He averages 25 a night. Mullin will go to the line for a 3-point play. Foul is on Dumars.
Yeah, Detroit's best defensive player. Now Mullin just yo-yos him down and just kind of gives a little hesitation, a little pump, up fake, shoots over him, and Dumars reaches in, gets the foul.
What a great play.
He's been double clutching a lot of shots lately. Rather than just let it go, he's double clutching that jump shot, and he does it with ease.
Chris has 9 of his 19 in the third quarter. He was 4 for 11 in the first half. He is 4 of 5 in the third quarter. And we've only played 5 minutes of the quarters. It may, or does this thing seem like it's taken forever? There's a kick on Steve Alford, and Don Nelson throws it behind his back. Don has a little stick in him. He is intense, but he knows to have fun, knows how to have fun.
Ed Middleton said, I didn't know you had it left in you.
Don has many, many elements of his personality. He'll shock you at times. They got a double Aguirre. Alford, his former Maverick teammate, helps him out. And we have a foul on the catch. And it's on Richmond. That's his 4th foul of the game. The Warriors are having some severe foul trouble. Garland has 5. And with 6:48 to play in the 3rd quarter, Richmond picks up his 4th. And Don will talk it over here. It is 70-62. The Warriors trying to win their 10th straight here in the Coliseum.
Go back in time to 79. Only at the Hyundai Superstore. Stevens Creek Hyundai, the Hyundai Superstore in San Jose. Rolls prices back to 79. 79 down or 79 a month for a brand new Hyundai. See San Jose's largest inventory at the Superstore. 79 down or 79 a month for a brand new Hyundai. Roll back to 79. Super price, super payment, super selection. Only at the Superstore. San Jose, Stevens Creek Hyundai.
Lasso and Longhorns is one rugged event. And after roping, we drink Miller Lite. Because Light's a less filling beer that's brewed from the ground up. Not some watered-down version of a regular beer. Light's a beer for guys who lasso Longhorns. Longhorn semis, that is.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
The hard part's rolling it over and tying it up.
Hi, folks. I'm Jim Geiger, the president of Travel Trails, and here's my starting lineup. Come and experience my starting lineup, up close and personal.
Warriors basketball, brought to you by Stevens Creek Hyundai, where Hyundais cost less.
If you're a true Warrior fan and you're watching this ball game tonight, you're not happy because you'd rather be here in the Coliseum, but you just could not get seats. I know a lot of them are out there because you called me. The way to assure yourself of getting in next year, and you should plan ahead, is dial Monday morning, 9 o'clock, 415-638-6300 to get yourself on the priority list for Warriors season tickets next year. It'll cost you $100 to get on that list, but it'll be well worth it because this team is not a fluke thing, fans. This team is going to be better and better. 2 free throws, cut it down to 6. Richmond goes in and dunks it. What a play.
You know, he was upset when they called a foul against Rodman during the timeout. He never let up that intensity. I mean, that is an authoritative move.
Dumars with a great play as he caught it down low, shielded Larry with his body. You get the impression that I like Joe Dumars. You're right. I think he may be their best all-around player. He is just a great player, a great defender, and he can light it up big. He was a great scorer in college. Isaiah knocks it free to Alford. Shot clock's at 8. Mullin is called for a charge. Picked up by Joe Dumars.
That's a good call. Dumars is an excellent defender. He moves his feet real well, and I agree with you. He's a clutch player. He hits a lot of clutch shots. Now, he was still moving, but he still had pretty good position.
You know, so many teams a couple of years ago wanted to try and get Joe Dumars. Detroit just would not give him up. He has tremendous value. Mahorn, a great pass by Isaiah, gets himself on the board. Mahorn, who missed a long stretch of games, 10 straight with a bad back. Last game out, he had a 10-point game, his first double-figure game since December the 22nd. Richmond back, barely hits the netting. Mahorn shuffles the board to Isaiah. Rodman's going to dunk this thing, and Don Nelson stops the game very quickly and emphatically. 5:35 to play. Don is yelling at Ed Middleton, saying, "My guy got fouled. You didn't see him. Give it to me next time." 5:35 to play, 3rd quarter, just like that. The bad boys are back in the game.
This week at Dodge Country Theater.
'89 major markdown sale. Get them for less now at the regional Dodge outlets. Reduced financing, reduced total cost, reduced monthly payments. That's the outlet advantage at Dodge Country, San Jose. Get a Dodge Dakota, no money down after factory rebate, and only $164 a month. It's not a time to wait. Higher prices are coming and selection could not be better. Get a Dodge Ram 50, no money down after factory rebate, only $153 a month. Don't wait for a higher price. The '89 major markdown sale this week at Dodge Country, San Jose.
The new Canon Sure Shot Ace with remote control puts you in your own pictures where you ought to be.
You ought to be in pictures. You're wonderful to see. You ought to be in pictures. Oh, what a hit you would be. You ought to be in pictures. Your face would be adored. You ought to be in pictures.
The new Canon Sure Shot Ace with remote control. So advanced, you get in on the fun.
Do you know where the action is every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday? You guessed it, our incredible Capital Flea Market, the world's largest garage sale. At the fabulous Capital Flea Market, you'll discover buyers, sellers, friends, and families all turning back the clock to when $1 was $1, and bargains were real. So for vegetables, food, clothes, and everything in between, come to the old-fashioned flea market, Capital Flea Market, Capital Expressway at Monterey, San Jose. The Capital Flea Market, where the action is.
Warriors basketball, brought to you by Stevens Creek Hyundai, where Hyundais cost less.
Dennis Rodman with a rather economical effort. He has not missed from the floor. That ties the season high for him, 24 points. Mullin, as Richmond is going to be called for a loose ball foul, I believe. Oh, man, Mitch has 5.
I'll tell you what, Don Nelson doesn't like it, and I don't either, because Mahorn came. If we had a replay of that, it would be unmistakable. Mahorn really took him out of the play.
Here's the replay, Jim.
Okay. Now you're going to see right under there. Now watch. Someone, well, I'll tell you what I think is Larry Smith pushed Mahorn. Yeah. That's what happened. Now they called the foul on Richmond?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Who's the foul on? Larry. Foul's on Larry. Okay.
Then that's a good call. Excuse me.
All right. It's not on Mitch.
I was going to say Richmond just got kind of knocked out of the play by Mahorn, but it was the shove of Larry Smith. Now that makes more sense.
So Larry leaves, and the Warriors bring in a small group as Mahorn ties the game at 72. It is Alford, Richmond playing with 4 fouls, not 5. Otis Smith, Higgins, and Mullin. Passing game. Here's Richmond over Rodman, a 2-pointer. Richmond has 16 points. He had missed 3 of 4 in the quarter before that shot. He could miss 30 of 31 and never back down. We're going to try and post up. Defense induced as Rodman is up top, and Mullin had 1 foot behind the free throw line, says Derek Stafford. They call it on Richmond, actually, not Mullin.
And Nelson's worried about the bumping and the interchange down low right underneath the basket when they're giving a little back screen in there.
Right, the post up. All right, Aguirre throws the inbounds. Aguirre still has not scored with his new team. He's 0 for 5 to Isaiah.
There's a clear out. See, then they return, okay?
Here comes Aguirre.
Little interchange.
Now the pass goes, the double team from Alford. Aguirre is on the board in Detroit. And Don is very upset here. He's calling a play. And he's also getting out at Middleton. Otis Smith over Aguirre. And Aguirre's called for the foul.
It's interesting. I'm wondering why sometimes that Otis Smith shoots at the left hand, because he really brought it back to the defense that time, but that enabled him to draw the foul. You can see McGuire's on his left side. It looks like he'd have a clear shot with the right hand to make the basket.
He switches hands, and sometimes it's counterproductive.
Yeah, right there you want to shoot with the right hand because the defender's on the left, but it did enable him to get on the free throw line.
Otis having a great run of games for Don Nelson here at home during the 9-game win streak in the Coliseum. He is scoring 14.1 a night and boarding about 5 times that overall 10.6 points a game. Warriors up 2 against the second-best team in the NBA. Here's Mahorn, blocked by Otis, pulled down by Richmond. Manute Bol is coming into the game in a moment. Mullin finds Higgins over Aguirre. Rebound tipped by Rodman off the glass to himself.
You see how quick he got to it the second time? There were 3 Warriors there. He just took it right amongst them.
That's the key to being an offensive rebounder. A quick, explosive leap. Isaiah went up and threw it away, but it was knocked knocked out by the Warriors, says Derek Stafford. The crowd just now getting the news. And Manute Bol is going to come into the game and try and throw a monkey wrench into what is becoming a better Detroit offensive system, as we see a new thing here in the Coliseum, the Bol pin, in which they count Manute's blocks, which right now total 2. Rick Mahorn picks his spot. Since coming into the game, he has went at it. He has 6 points. He didn't play at all in the first half. He has 6 here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get any action in the first half because it wasn't like the Pistons were lighting it up.
Spinning Richmond on the free throw line. Foul is on Dennis Rodman. That's his second foul of the game, and the Pistons 5th.
What makes this move so effective for a guy like Richmond is he's so big he can never get to the ball, much like a Magic Johnson. He just makes that little spin 360, and he's so strong going to the basket. Unless you get to the ball, with his bulk, you're going to put him on the line.
Vinnie Johnson, who also is a pretty bulky guard, comes in for Dumars.
Pretty tough defender also. And good timing. Still has that great leaping ability.
Rebound Otis Smith on Richmond's second miss. Warriors go for a roundabout three-point play. Oh, Richmond with a great rebound. He wants a 3. Otis with a nice tip. It's goaltending on the horn, not called. That was goaltending. Isaiah's going to airball it, but it's put back in by Rodman, and they blew the call.
I'll tell you, Don Nelson
is going wild. It was an obvious goaltend by Mahorn. I mean, the ball was clearly coming down. The officials overall do a great job, but how do you miss a call like that? The Warriors got to keep their heads here. Otis Smith does, and scores right back. The Warriors take a lead. 79-78. Mullin's coming back in. We have 3 to play in the third quarter.
Last 2 minutes, Otis has done a lot out there. No statistics except for the 1 basket on that play, but he's done a lot of good things basketball-wise.
He's keeping the ball alive. The offensive glass. Aguirre does not catch it, but they're going to call a foul and a shove from behind on Richmond, and that is his 5th. That is an unbelievable call, because Aguirre did not catch the basketball. He bobbled it out, and it put Richmond on the bench with 5 on a play like that, Jim, is just very, very strange. Plus the goaltend at the other end here.
Okay, here's the goaltending call, or the non-call, if you will.
Oh, it's clearly coming down. I think it almost went off the glass also. He had a goaltend on 2 points.
I think he got it before it hit the glass, but it was already coming down because Otis jumped so high.
Timeout called, and the Coliseum crowd getting a bit ugly. What a game. 2:46 to play, third quarter. Both teams are laying it out tonight. Greg Papa and Jim Barnett back here at the Oakland Coliseum, where it has been a playoff-type ball game. The Warriors and the Pistons, 2 of the hottest teams in basketball. The Warriors have won 7 of 8, 15 of 19. Detroit is the NBA's longest win streak at 7. They've also won 11 of 13. Pistons 33-13 overall, the second best record in the NBA behind Cleveland. And the Warriors 27-20. As Chris Mullin leads the Warriors tonight with 19. Mitch Richmond close behind with 17. Teagle 11, and that's it for double figures for the Warriors.
I was going to say, when you get your points against the Pistons, you earn them, Greg. It is never easy. It is physical.
Oh, Aguirre's having a tough one tonight. Let me read you a quote. Adrian Dantley hasn't missed buses. He's not late for practice. He doesn't malinger in a game. He doesn't say he's hurt when he's not. He doesn't play like a yard dog. Who do you think said those things?
It must have been an ex-teammate.
No. Virginia Dantley, Adrian's mother, even gets in the act. And she's very hot about Isaiah Thomas and says for a small man, he has a large ego. Got my son traded. Here's Manute Bol, the space hook, the rebound, space hook 2, can't get it. Isaiah the board. Mullin ties him up. And they separate like fencers they were for a moment there.
Isaiah got a kick out of it. I like to see that little human aspect come in. He smiled at Mullin and said, I got it, Chris. Okay, no harm.
When they're quoting Adrian Dantley's mother in Detroit, they're having a tough time there. Aguirre's really having a tough time tonight. 2 minutes to play. Game tied at 79.
Vinnie Johnson can't break it. Higgins the board.
You know why he can't shoot it down? No one on him. He shoots better with the guy in his face, Vinnie Johnson.
Here's Mullin, gonna take Rodman over to Higgins for a three. He missed it, jumped over Bull. McGuire, Vinnie Johnson, Mullin back. He can't get it, but it's tipped in by Rodman or no, to the going clear to Vinnie.
I think he just bounced in. See, nice little contact. Had to go between two men to get it going for him.
Give the basket to Vinnie Johnson. The Pistons have the lead. Otis trying to lose Isaiah. Shot clock at 9. And Otis Smith is going to be on the free throw line. Winston Garland with 5 fouls. Coming back in. Joe Dumars will come back in. Winston is waiting because he's going to replace Otis, who has to shoot 2 free throws. Chuck Daly takes Rodman off the floor.
This is blue-collar work tonight.
Well, the Eastern Conference Pistons are playing that style of play. And boy, they have really played well against the Western Conference. They are 11-1 against the Western Conference this year.
Yeah,
against the Pacific Division, they're 7-0. The only Western Conference team to beat them, the Houston Rockets. And many people think that will be the finals. Boy, it's hard to pick at this stage. I mean, you could pick just about 2 of any of these teams. Both conferences, very difficult. Mullin takes it away. Warriors tie the game on Otis Smith's 2 free throws. Otis has 10 points, 6 in the quarter. Here he goes. He's on the line as he's knocked down. Derek Stafford calls it on Vinnie Johnson. 1:05 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I'll tell you that. I was going to say, Vinnie's got a technical. He came right up into the face of Derek Stafford. Now here's the replay. You see the bodying right there, the hand on. And sometimes they won't call that. In all fairness to Vinnie Johnson, a veteran of many, many years, but I thought he was going to get away with a little demonstrative moving of the arms, but Derek Stafford said you went a little too far.
And I'm willing to bet that the first-year official in the league has had to make half of the technical calls this year. And I think that situation, Vinnie Johnson was asking for one. I think they're just really going at these young guys, trying to intimidate them a lot, and they are pushed up against the wall. He's still stalking Derek Stafford out.
He was staring, and now Chuck Daly's staring down at the ground, and he's concerned about this game.
Well, Chuck Daly has done just a brilliant job with this team. He has the 2nd best playoff winning percentage in the history of this league at 57% behind Pat Riley.
And the score is so close. It's still Pistons pattern of ball, though.
And slug it out, slow down game. Ball over to help out, blocks Isaiah. Mullin goes behind his back to elude Dumars. 45 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. They're going to play that Miller Lite 4th quarter shootout to begin. A big 4th quarter, knocked in a bounce off of Otis Smith. Pistons have it, 38 to play. Garland with 5 fouls is back in late 3rd quarter. Otis Smith, who played great, is out.
Yeah, he gave a great effort in his minutes out there, Otis. Struggling because there's a lot of contact in there. Couldn't get the ball to go down for him very much.
Warriors double teaming the ball. Isaiah. Vinnie Johnson for a 3-pointer at a tie game. Tipped by Aguirre. Loose ball, heavy contact. Loose ball foul on Detroit. We're going to have 2 free throws, probably for Higgins, and Mahorn just decked him. Mahorn's a big man. He lays him out here, Jim.
And you see the offensive rebounding of the Pistons just trying to come up with the ball. Couldn't contain it. And then finally the Warriors get back into play. Rod Higgins gets his hands on it, and he's going to go down the line for 2. Could give the Warriors a 5-point lead with 21 seconds. The Pistons then will take the last shot of the quarter.
And Rick Mahorn is so strong. Remember that fight a couple of years last year with Doug Collins when he took Doug Collins and threw him
over the table.
Potatoes, just get out of the way. Mahorn is unbelievably strong, and he didn't play a whole lot of body on Higgins to send him sprawling. Rod may have dove a little trying to pick it up.
You know, I think Mahorn plays cleanly, though.
Oh, I agree with you. I think he's a good player.
He's a good player. I think he's just strong. He's got this kind of the strength in his arms and his legs, but he's also a nice guy. I like him.
You know, I don't have a problem with Detroit. A lot of people around the league just hate this team, but I really admire Laimbeer and Mahorn. They play the game hard. Sometimes they're a little dirty, but sometimes the game gets dirty.
Yeah,
Shot clock is off. Isaiah's going to have to hurry, but he's done this so many times. Didn't get it this time, though, as the third quarter is done. After 3 quarters, the Warriors have a 5-point lead. The fourth quarter is going to be fun.
So come on down to Travel Trails, folks. It's your best shot at finding the right RV for you and your family. At Travel Trails, our inventory is second to none in size and floor plans. And we carry only the major brands, like Winnebago, Tioga, Southwind, Sterling, Mallard, and Suncrest. So take a time out, folks. Come on down to Travel Trails and let's have a cup of coffee. You take your best shot, and I'll make sure you score big on selection, price, and service.
Last year, Californians discovered how easy banking can be. Alpha from Bank of America. Checking, savings, overdraft protection. In one account with one statement. Plus, unlimited Versateller use at no charge. And now, Alpha has 24-hour phone service. Alpha, when it comes to simplified banking, no one does the job like B of A.
When the president at Walt Disney World goes around the world, how does he get back to Main Street, USA? AT&T. For easy access to our operators from overseas, make sure you hear
AT&T USA Direct. May I help you?
When the chairman of Marriott checks out a new hotel, how does he check in at home? AT&T. To get home from more phones worldwide, make sure you hear
Thank you for using AT&T.
This dream is brought to you by Wheelworks. The tires are built for you to take on the road. They're BF Goodrich TA radials. Feel the maximum performance of the Comp TA. Sense the handling, touring comfort, and steering response of the Euro Radial TA. Imagine the traction, style, and cruising of the Radial TA. This drive and the BF Goodrich TA radials are now on sale at the Wheelworks near you.
Send your postcards off to the Warriors at the Coliseum Arena in Oakland, 94621, to play the Miller Lite fourth quarter shootout. And tonight's postcard was pulled to the name of Jim Odell Jr. down in Santa Cruz, and Jim's choice is Rod Higgins. So if Rod scores the first points of this fourth quarter, Jim Odell Jr. wins a Sony Watchman. He already has a Warrior starter jacket. That's a goaltend on. No, it wasn't. He was looking around. It was a pass that they were throwing, and a good call. It was not as a pass that Bull grabbed, but Bull stopped. He thought he might have been called for a goal. I don't know if he heard a whistle or what he heard.
I think it was a shot. He was afraid of his goaltending, and I'll tell you what, he doesn't really know the rule. And here's the rule. If a ball does not have a chance to hit the basket, okay, that was a shot. If a ball does not have a chance to hit the rim, it can even be coming down, and you can get the ball. And I think he did not really understand that. He was afraid he was going to get called for goaltending. It's a little subtle rule in the NBA. It's a judgmental call by the official.
The ball has to have a chance. Rick Mahorn is going to shoot two.
Don't you think he was thinking of that, maybe?
I don't know what he was thinking. I thought it was a pass. It obviously wasn't shot by Vinnie Johnson, looking at the replay.
Well, regardless of that, he stopped, and I think he was just a little thrown back on the no call. I think he was waiting for a whistle.
Higgins off a pick. If he hits it, he's going to the free throw line. So Jim Odell Jr., you're in good shape here. Vinnie Johnson puts Rod Higgins on the free throw line. He makes one of these two free throws. Jim Odell Jr., you got yourself a Sony Watchman.
Larry Smith, the playmaker on the play. Vinnie Johnson just comes into Rod Higgins, tries to avoid the contact. Rod does a good job of this all the time. He throws himself back on the floor.
And it's in. So, Jim, you got a Sony Watchman. Congratulations for playing the Miller Lite fourth quarter shootout.
He was already enjoying this game. Now he's really enjoying this game.
He is. If he's here, we're still going to give it to him, of course, but next time he comes here for a TV game, he can bring a Sony Watchman and watch him right along with us and watch the game live, get all the replays, get it all.
Yeah, he may not know he's a winner yet.
He still gets it, though. We'll contact you, Jim. Congratulations.
And neither team out here knows who's going to be the winner right now.
Play the Miller Lite fourth quarter shootout and get yourself those great prizes. The Warrior starter jacket of the Sony Watchman. Garland kicks the ball. They'll reset the 24. 11-18 to play the game. The Warriors up 5. Dumars throws the inbounds pass to Isaiah. That's the backcourt, the front line. Also Vinnie Johnson out there in the 3-guard alignment. Mahorn and Rodman. Dumars on Banker, rebounded by Bowl. For Mullin, Bowl made a miss. He had one eye on Minute. Garland pulls up over Isaiah. Warriors off to a quick fourth quarter start. Take a 7-point lead as they outscore the Pistons 4-2. Isaiah slips down but keeps his dribble. Dumars blocked by Bowl, and Bowl has to go right to him. Nice play by Minute. The bullpen reads 4 for Minute. Here's Garland. Rebound right to Vinnie Johnson. Warriors play Mullin, Garland, Larry, Higgins, and Bowl. Vinnie. And Bowl the rebound. Minute being hassled around to the backcourt, but he got the outlet away. Mullin all the way in off the glass. Oh, missed it. Rodman the tip. It's Garland. Warriors should have gotten a basket there. 2 tough misses. Isaiah. He's just not on his game tonight. Minute pulls the rebound. Isaiah now has missed 4 straight. He was 1 for 9 from the floor.
Great steal by Rodman, anticipating the pass by Garland. Warriors trying to push the ball up the floor. Just aren't having any luck right now, Greg.
No, they're not. Timeout called by Chuck Daly. And in part, he's got to be feeling good. Isaiah's having a miserable game. McGuire a miserable game, but his team's still within striking range. They're down 7 with 9:53 to play.
We compared the Subaru Justy ECVT from 0 to 60 against 3 popular automatics. Against the Hyundai Excel, we blew their doors off. Against the Toyota Tercel, we blew their doors off. And against the Porsche 928S, well, they blew our doors off. But with a price of only $77.91, we can afford to get our doors fixed. Test drive it. Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car.
To do business in California, you've got to move fast. The last thing you need is a phone system that slows you down.
I just get back yesterday. I find out Brennan calls 5 times in one day. Can't get through.
Our phone system went down again?
You got it. I said, that's it. We're changing to Pacific Bell.
Do you think that'll help?
They've got the Centrex system. It's all in their offices. They monitor the whole thing 24 hours a day. It's not going to go down.
For the most reliable business phone systems ever made, your best call is to call on us. Pacific Bell.
Warriors basketball is brought to you by your Northern California Subaru dealers, where you can get a great deal on a new car. Subaru, we build our reputation by building a better car.
Number 13, Larry Smith. Bill Laimbeer.
Isaiah Thomas is having a very bad game. He is people, including McGuire, are a collective 6 of 41 from the floor. Well, that's not correct, because Isaiah Thomas is even worse off than we have him. He is 1 for 11. Foul on the shot. Mullin.
Dumars goes to the line. It's a great drive. That ball almost went in. He
That's the
almost got the
second foul of
bounce.
the game, Jim. Really a strange game for Detroit. Rodman's 9 for 9.
I'll tell you,
Isaiah's 1 for 11.
That's what's scary about the game, though. The Warriors nursing a 7-point lead, and soon to be less than that after Dumars gets through. But they catch fire.
Oh, you're not kidding.
They can score a bunch of points in a short amount of time.
Every one of them. Dumars, Isaiah, Wire. I mean, Vinny, they can go 1 for 100, then hit 100 in a row on you. That's the way they play. Isaiah's struggling but staying out. Winston Garland, who is handling him at point, goes off the floor. He has played very well despite severe foul trouble. He picked up 5 fouls in the first 28 minutes of play. He had 5 fouls 4 minutes into the third quarter. Rebound to Bowl after the miss.
He's getting a lot of rebounds. He's rebounding so much better than he used to. The playing time has really brought him to another level in a lot of aspects.
Here's Mullin, who's open off a screen. Bowl tips the ball to himself and gets out and go in. Off the glass and rolled out. But he got another nice rebound. Bowl has 5 or 6 boards in the first 3:20 of the fourth quarter.
That's got to be a foul.
Yes, Otis Smith. What do they get it on?
Has to be Otis. You can see right now, Vinnie Johnson just gives the ball up.
Otis Smith has 4 fouls. The Warriors have 3. Detroit 1 quickly into the fourth quarter.
Picture tells the story.
No doubt about it. Isaiah being guarded by Otis. Laimbeer comes high.
Watch it.
Richmond over to help. They reverse the ball to Isaiah. Knocked out of bounds by a lunging Otis Smith. Nice scramble defense. Very tough to scramble and get the ball. What the Pistons are doing, Jim, is just reversing it around the perimeter. You get over and scramble that quickly to the weak side of the pass and make that kind of play. You are active defensively.
You certainly are. And the Pistons are just trying to get the ball into the low post via swinging it to the weak side.
Just a couple of quick perimeter passes. For the Warriors' defensive rotation so quick, they are stuffing it.
Same play, other side.
Right. Isaiah throws right wing. There's a miss by Dumars and Rodman. Offensive rebound. He has 7.
You know, we don't have an angle. That ball could have grazed the backboard from the baseline. It looked like it came down very hurriedly, and I think it did touch it. It was kind of a strange shot by Dennis.
Rodman has 28 points, season high. Offensive foul on the Warriors. Who do they get it on?
Has to be Chris.
Yes, Mullin picks it up.
There you see it. He just comes in. Looked like he tried to avoid contact. Looked like he did a pretty good job of avoiding contact. The Warriors are not getting any breaks on their shots. They're not getting any breaks on the calls. And I'm not saying that they should have a lot more calls, but they're having to overcome a lot of obstacles.
Rodman is having a superb game. 28 points, 15 rebounds. Isaiah on the dribble to pull up. Isaiah is now 2 for 12. And the game is a 2-point differential. The Warriors up with 7:40 to play.
They've been stuck on 90 a long time.
Reaching foul on Dumars. That's his 3rd foul of the ball game. The 2nd in the fourth quarter for Detroit. Minute ball is going out. Don Nelson needs some offense. Brings Teagle in.
Mitch just trying to get to the middle. He loves to get to the middle. There you see Rodman sneaking over, but the foul on Dumars before.
Here comes the passing game. Richmond at the point forward. Over to Higgins. It's over Laimbeer.
Yeah, make that big guy move. Bring him out. Take him left. Take him right. Utilize your quickness. That's what Rod did.
Higgins has 12, Jim. 4.5 gone by in the final quarter. Warriors trying to hang out and slay one of the NBA giants. Dumars off Rodman's back. Richmond dives. Rodman saves. Rodman's first miss is terrible. Foul on Detroit. Vinnie Johnson.
Third personal, Vinnie
All
Johnson.
started on the Joe Dumars drive, and Dennis Rodman, just quick hands, really out-hustles people. Ill-advised three-pointer. I mean, the guy has trouble from the free throw line. There you see a little hip ride by Vinnie.
He was 10 for 10 before that shot, though, and he pulls the rebound. It's knocked away. It's batted and saved by Higgins. And then Richmond not looking at the ball. He was looking at Rodman, did not catch it.
Didn't expect the ball to be thrown. It was a tough cross-court pass. And the Warriors had a 2-on-1. A great save here and a great steal, first of all, by Rod Higgins. Now he has the presence of mind. He knows right there that Otis Smith was back, and you're right.
Wasn't looking.
Just got to get possession of the ball, and the Warriors making a lot of mistakes and just not converting. Force these guys to the left. They love to go to the right, both guards.
Isaiah's going left on the pull-up. No basket. There was an offensive foul, a 3-second call. 3-second call on Detroit. Gives the ball back to the Warriors. I believe it was on Bill Laimbeer. Chuck Daly, Brendan Malone to his left, Brendan Sir Well, not to his, to our right is Brendan Sir. 2 new assistants, Malone from New York and Brendan Sir from Atlanta. And all of the other assistants he has are now in the NBA as head coaches. Ron Rothstein, Dick Harder, and Dick Versinks. Here's Mitch going to post up on Dumars. Nice move. Missed the shot. Rodman has it knocked out, no foul. Rodman has like 17 rebounds.
Yeah, Richmond very fortunate to avoid the foul on that play. But Dennis Rodman all over the court tonight.
Don's going to bring Manute Bol in the game. Manute Bol is coming in. Next whistle.
Don Nelson may need new shoes after this game. How many times has he gone back and forth right along the scorer's table?
Here's Rodman with a great play. Don thought he traveled, but Rodman is playing out of his mind. He has 30 points. You know, he had a big game against Don Nelson when Don was in Milwaukee a couple of years ago, one of his biggest ever. As the Warriors are able to take a 4-point lead on Richmond's goal. Rodman went for big numbers against Don a couple of years ago. Sally also had a big game. McGuire's back in now as he pushes off. Down low, Dumars waiting. Higgins blocks it cleanly. Oh, no, they call a foul. They called a foul on Rod.
Yeah, Dumars got him up in the air. Was that Isaiah Thomas? There's the pass by Isaiah. Now Dumars gives a little fake here. Rod just gets up in the air. Now he comes down, and he wanted to make sure he was not going to put the ball in the basket.
Out of town, Cleveland beat the 76ers by 18. The Pistons are now 3 games back of Cleveland in the Central Division race. And not just the divisional race, but those 2 teams are battling for home court throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. For the Warriors side of things, teams they're looking at, Portland right now is tied with Seattle with 4 to play third quarter. Dallas was beaten at home tonight by the Rockets 105-94. Warrior lead is 2.
I'm amazed it's still 2 because they've been struggling.
They throw the loop to Teagle, knocked away by Dumars.
It's amazing to me the way they have stayed in the basketball game and protected the lead when everything isn't going for them.
Laimbeer is open. Don Nelson stops playing. 5:13 to go. 5:11 to go, actually, and the game is tied. Last time these 2 teams met, it went down to the final seconds. And Isaiah beat the Warriors on a shot over Bol. What will happen tonight? We'll come back and find out. Following our ball game, we'll keep with the NBA mode. NBA Players Association Awards Variety Special. Michael Jordan will be among the 60 players honored. Great cast of entertainers. Aretha Franklin, Cool to the Gang, Rich Little, Malcolm Jamal Warner will entertain after. Even Howard Cosell will be on hand. Warriors have a 2-point lead on the last bucket there by Mullin. He has 22 points. 4:44 to play. Warriors scrambling all over the floor. Aguirre a 3. They gave him only 2. They gave him only 2, and it ties the game at 96.
And sometimes the guy's behind that 3-point line, but by the time that he releases, his foot has gone over the line. It's still on the floor.
Aguirre's now 2 for 9. He has 5 points. 3-pointer up top, missed.
That was in and out by Manute.
He almost got it.
2 3-pointers. He was right on line in the first half. He was even closer then.
Aguirre left block. Dumars, Isaiah, a 3. Oh, it's an air ball. Listen to this crowd. They are screaming air ball like they do in college.
I was going to say, that's the chant from college. They said that a couple times at McHale Center as Arizona beat UCLA today by 38.
Isaiah strips Garland. And with the thoughts of air ball ringing in his ears moments ago, he comes right back with an Isaiah driving layup. Great shot by Isaiah. And the Pistons have the lead. 98-96. It is short-lived, though. Richmond banging inside. The Rock of a Rook, as Sports Illustrated called him a couple of weeks ago. The Warrior team calls him the Rock, and Don calls him the Rook to keep him in stride. And instead, shot clock halfway through.
He gave Laimbeer his best shot. The same shot that Laimbeer gives, and he put it in.
Here's Rodman. He's better off with a foot in the paint. Out of the wings, he's not a very good shooter. Richmond back up the floor. Turned away by Rodman. 3:15 to play. Garland for the lead. Didn't get it. Mullin tips, but Rodman pulls. Mullin is laying over the baseline, getting up slowly, but he's all right. A bit groggy.
Dumars goes right.
5-on-4 Detroit. They find the right baseline. Aguirre misses. Aguirre's now 2 for 10. Richmond for the lead. Couldn't get that one. Isaiah, the smallest guy out there, pulls the rebound. At 6-1.
Pistons doing a good job of blocking off the boards in transition. Usually that's a chance to get offensive rebounds.
Dumars gets a step over to Laimbeer.
See, he goes to the right. Force the guy to the left. Joe Dumars.
Also sucked Minuto over. He couldn't recover to block Laimbeer. Detroit takes the lead. Last time these two teams met, it was 105-104 Detroit.
Make him beat you to the left. I keep harping on that, but I know in situations you have to do it.
Richmond, foul is called on Laimbeer. 2 shots coming for Mitch.
Number 40, Bill Laimbeer.
I used to play against a guy, Lucius Allen. He loved to go to the right. He came in here in the playoffs one year. And I made my mind up. I just was going to make him beat me to the left. And the doggone guy never went that way. He ended up 0 for 9. And 1 free throw during the entire game. And you just took away his right hand. You take away the game of his.
You could hear Daly. You could read lips. You could also pick it up and say on the box. He wants the ball in the block to Aguirre. Richmond ties the game at 100. Mitch has 23 points. Mullin 22. They want to post up Aguirre on the right block. And the baseline, they go to Laimbeer left, though. He misses it. Long rebound to Isaiah. 2 minutes to play. Dumars going to his right. High, but out. Laimbeer. Laimbeer and Rodman are the heroes tonight for Detroit, win or lose. Laimbeer with that basket now has 26. Rodman has 30. The Pistons 102. The Warriors trying to tie. A minute 45 to play. Rodman on Richmond. That's a great matchup for crunch time. He beats him on the dribble, but Rodman recovers and blocks it. And then he throws it away. Garland comes back. Oh, what a pass inside to Higgins. What a play by Garland on both ends. The shot clock is halfway through. They're way on the floor. 8 to shoot. 5 to shoot. They're going to Laimbeer. Ball blocked it. Higgins has it. 1 minute to play. Richmond's going right for it. Knocked away out of bounds. Warriors have it. With exactly a minute to play. And the shot clock at 19. Don Nelson calls a timeout. The Coliseum is going wild. What a ball game tonight. We enter the final minute of play with a game tied at 102. Chuck Daly has kept 3 timeouts, down 1 plus a 20. The Warriors' 9-game win streak at home, or the Pistons' 7-game overall win streak. One of them is going to end.
Now they're going to try to slip it to Minute over the basket.
Let's see. They throw to Mullin. Watched by Rodman now. Richmond is guarded by Dumars. Mullin going to take Rodman on isolation. Gets down low in the paint. Throws the ball away. Right to Isaiah. Timeout Detroit. 47 seconds to play. I don't know what Chris was trying to do. He took it down low in the paint and threw the ball and a bounce pass away. 47 seconds left. Detroit has the ball in a tie game.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Memories. Nothing evokes them.
Greg Papa and Jim Barnett back at the Coliseum, where the situation right now is heavily slanted for Detroit. Not because of the timeouts, but they have the ball in a tie game. Shot clock 21, 47 to go. If they shoot at about 30, Jim, They're going to have the last shot no matter what the Warriors do.
Yeah, they can run off 12, 15 seconds, get 2 shots for 1 with a 24-second advantage. And you don't like to second-guess a play, but Dennis Rodman, one of the better defensive players in the league, going against Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin wanted to challenge him, took an isolation. It resulted in a turnover, but the Warriors not done yet.
And what a call by Daly to switch Rodman from Richmond to Mullin on that situation. Shot clock 21. 47 to play in the game. The Warriors scrambling on the double team immediately.
And you can't
says, come on out.
You can't afford illegal defense. That'll put him on the line.
And they throw it away. Laimbeer to Mullin. Chris goes in and breaks the tie. 33 seconds to play. What a great time to do it, because the Warriors can take the last shot here. Timeout Detroit.
What a gutsy play, Greg. Got it rejected before.
Chris Mullin made an unbelievable recovery as he took the pass away from Laimbeer after just throwing the ball away moments ago.
Well, here's what's amazing.
And Garland a big tip, Jim.
You can see Rodman just covering the court and coming down, taking away the angle, and Mullin still challenging. He ran over Isaiah Thomas. He got the basket in. There was no offensive foul, but he knew Rodman was waiting, and it's fortunate that Isaiah was in the way of Rodman, I believe.
Yeah, exactly right. If Isaiah's out of the way, Rodman can get up there and maybe block it, but he shields him from the ball, and Mullin off the glass gives himself 24 points. But the big story is that he is able to atone from a mistake that would have haunted him all night long when he threw that ball away with 47 seconds to go. So right now the situation could not be better for the Warriors, Jim. They have a 2-point lead. The shot clock is full. 33 seconds to play. So even if Detroit ties this ball game, or if they take a 3 and make it and take the lead, the Warriors will have a shot to come back at the other end. And this is almost identical to the situation we were in on January the 25th. We're in the Silverdome, not the Silverdome, the new place, the Palace in Auburn Hills. It's almost the same score. It really is. 104, 103 it was at that stage. Isaiah's banked it over Manute with 14 to play. Gave Detroit the 105-104 lead. It's almost the exact same finale here tonight.
And of course, the Warriors hoping for different results. They do have the clock in their favor, and that is a big factor. But I think the Warriors will try to take away that 3-point shot. They've been burned. They were burned in Philadelphia on that. You don't want to, you like them to take an outside shot, but you're still going to come out running at them.
Now, let me ask you, the philosophy is to try a 3 when you're home. I don't know about trying a 3 here. Detroit would be much satisfied right now with overtime.
Oh, I think they're just going to go for the 2-point shot and then try to play the extra 5 minutes after the tough D. You think Isaiah has any tread marks from Chris Mullin's shoe after that play?
He ran right up his back. Here we go. Aguirre's going to inbound the ball. They have Dumars, Rodman, Laimbeer, and along the baseline is Isaiah. Aguirre throws across the court to Rodman. Garland extends on Isaiah. Isaiah's going forward quickly. And he got it! With 27 to play, and they're still going to have time for the last shot. He did it again over Manute Bol.
No,
unbelievable.
They won't get the last shot, but he beat Mullin, he beat Garland, and over Bol. That's an incredible, amazing shot.
Detroit will have time for the last shot, I said. They will. There's 10 is...
No, the shot clock get it down.
They're going to have one last shot. The shot clock is at 5 right now with 8 to play. Richmond over. It's off the rim. Rebound Dumars. Timeout Detroit. They will have the last shot. So Isaiah Thomas, in an incredible gutsy situation, took that shot immediately. I didn't think Chuck Daly would even try to do that, but he went right for Isaiah. And I feel like I'm dreaming the whole situation from January 25th over again. Here's Mitch's shot over Dumars, which he does not make, and Dumars is able to get the long rebound himself. What a play by Dumars. But Isaiah Thomas does it twice against the Warriors this year. An incredible situation. He beat, again, Manute Bol on a incredibly difficult baseline shot. That shot was, what, 18, 19 feet away.
And he had to go behind Chris Mullin, get away from him. Chris was going toward the ball. He made the impossible shot at the Palace, which was tough enough. This was equally as tough. But Isaiah double clutches. Now watch. He beats Garland here. Now, Chris should have turned him back towards Garland, but he didn't do that. Chris goes for the steal, but also pursues. Now look at Garland come.
Look at Manute. He's way out there. He almost got it again.
He almost got the shot, and he had to arch it so high in the air, and it got the bottom of the net. The guy misses shots all night long, has an air ball on a three-pointer, and then he comes in with a clutch very difficult shot, gets it to fall for him. And let me tell you, I didn't realize, I knew there was a disparity a little bit, a few seconds there. I didn't think that the Pistons could call timeout that quickly. They still have 4 seconds left. It is not a good sign for the Warriors. They can get that shot off very easily.
Dumars called timeout the second he had the defensive rebound. Isaiah Thomas was 1 for 10 through 3 quarters. He had only 6 measly points. He has scored 6 points in the 4th quarter on 3 of 5. The great players in this league know when to turn it on. And Isaiah Thomas made an incredibly difficult shot. You have to tip your cap to him because Manute was there, and he did it again. So here you go, 4 seconds to play. The game is tied at 104. Isaiah would be the top choice, but just in these situations, look at the ball to somebody else. Aguirre again will inbound. The Warriors don't pressure him. Dumars, Isaiah, Johnson, and Laimbeer all line up in a line here off the elbow.
And remember, you can't foul.
And Don saying, get deep, watch out for the loop. Aguirre throws to Laimbeer, back to Aguirre, back to Laimbeer. A three-pointer is going to be no good. We're going to overtime. So for the second straight game, the Warriors need 5 more minutes. We'll come back with overtime 1 in a moment. Well, this game is so good that we want 5 more minutes tonight. And each team gets 3 timeouts and a 20 in the overtime. The Warriors don't get an advantage. Each team gets the same amount in the overtime. It is a great game tonight. Certainly one of the more enjoyable games the Warriors have been in. And they're playing Piston-type Eastern Conference basketball, Jim. A slug it out of the lane affair as the club has been scoring some great numbers. The 9-game home win streak. The Warriors have averaged 127.1 a night here. So to play Detroit's game and slug it out with them certainly is respect for the club tonight.
Yeah, certainly, and I know you know the Warrior record in overtime. Detroit is 2-0, I believe.
Yeah, the Warriors are 2-1 now. And again, their last ball game was an OT game Thursday here on TV 36 in LA against the Clippers. 143-138. The Warriors won that game. But this is Detroit, and that was the Clippers. The Warriors take the ball off of Rodman to begin OT1. The Warriors play Garland, Richmond, Mullin, Otis Smith, Larry Smith. The Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Rodman, Sally, and Laimbeer, their starting 5. Otis Smith begins off the glass. Loose ball foul on the Warriors.
Has to be on Larry.
Eric Stafford calls it on Larry Smith. He is not in foul trouble. He only has 3.
And they're keeping Dennis Rodman on Chris Mullin.
And Dumars on Richmond. They're both great defensive players, the best they have.
What a game Rodman has had. The only thing he's done wrong is take a couple of ill-advised shots.
Yeah, but he made his first 10. So
I know, but they're all close in. It still doesn't mean give you the green light. Look at that steal by Otis.
Otis has a step on Isaiah. He wants to dunk it. That should be a breakaway foul, possibly. It was a very hard foul. Let's see if Middleton calls it a breakaway.
I don't think he will. And I'll tell you why. Because Otis turned back into Isaiah.
John is saying it's a breakaway. Middleton is saying no. A breakaway foul has to come from behind, and there has to be body-on-body contact.
You know, I was going to talk about Otis. Now, you can see that play right there.
And you're right. It's not a breakaway because he got it from the side.
Yeah, and Thomas tried to save him, but there's something about Otis's game that he could improve on, and that is not coming to a jump stop with 2 feet when he goes to the basket. If he could just in rhythm go right in stride and go off 1 foot, then you do not give the defense time to recover. And he does that a lot of times, but he likes to jump off 2 feet, get all his balance.
Well, he likes to have that explosive quick leap rather than just getting up, hitting the rim quickly.
But sometimes you have to out-quick people.
I agree with you. Great point, Jim. That was a fabulous point. And it was exactly the case there. He would have maybe had a dunk at a 3-point play. John Sally, who is not a perimeter shooter, sticks one to Don, just throws his arms up and says, man, he makes that shot. What are we going to do? Otis goes right in on Laimbeer. Great play by Otis Smith. Otis has 4 in the overtime. And he has 16 for the game.
Well, he's played a magnificent game too, Otis Smith. He's really worked hard.
Jump up by Sally. Rebound, Rodman. Oh, what a play by Rodman! he was capable of this. He has 32 points.
When he gets
and
inside,
he has 18, 19 rebounds.
Yeah, when he gets inside, he's capable of all of that.
He's gotten really strong inside. Garland finally got Isaiah to bite, but he backs away. Richmond with a crack. Exploits it. 1:30 into overtime. One of the Warriors take a 2-point lead.
And he's learned something. He shot that underhand, got it away from the defenders. Usually likes to go backhand.
25 from Mitch, Jim. Shot clock halfway through. Here's Dumars over Otis. Whistle. Foul. Middleton calls the foul on Otis Smith. A push against Dumars. Don Nelson yells down his bench.
It's a non-shooting foul. Not a bad foul to take. Dumars was close to the hoop.
You knew the big man is coming in. As his teammates call him affectionately, B.O.L. is in. Chris Mullin gave him the nickname B.O.L. B.O.L. with a block. Otis goes out. Chuck Daly makes no changes. Aguirre is not playing this overtime. At least not the first 2 minutes of it. Isaiah, quick move left. Over Bowl. Bowl tips the board. Garland scrapping. Loose ball foul, Isaiah Thomas.
What a great play by Winston Garland. To just go after the ball. Pursuit here. Isaiah makes a tough shot here. Bowl makes him change it. Bowl almost gets the rebound. Can't quite control it. But watch. Garland has no way. You know, it takes strength to do that.
He's a great rebounder on long boards off the floor, Winston Garland. Manute Bol is out of the game, but he's lying at the scorer's table. They're going to make changes every sequence, offense and defense. Otis in, missed that shot. Laimbeer the rebound. 2:40 to play. The Warriors 17-5 at home, trying to beat the best road team in the NBA. The Pistons are 14-9 away. They have won 4 consecutive road games.
Goes right again.
Dumars has fouled and he's on the line. He's going to try and break the tie he just created. What a great play by Joe Dumars. Uh-oh, that foul is on Mitch Richmond, and he is fouled out of the game. And look at Laimbeer. Oh, pardon me. Laimbeer was waving over to the Warrior bench. I thought he was waving goodbye to Richmond, which would have just, they would have stormed the court on the guy.
Who was he waving?
He was waving to Aguirre, saying, come into the game. I thought he was giving the old college wave. You fall out of the game for good riddance, but he was not doing that. Had he done that, I would have changed my opinion of him.
Yeah, let's hope not.
He was not doing that.
But this man on the line, you see Winston Garland was duped by the play.
Oh, he missed the free throw. It's tipped in, though. Who got it, Laimbeer?
Laimbeer got
what a monster play by Laimbeer.
He just beat him to the boards. Those are tough plays. That's 4 points.
That's a crippler of a play right there. Mullin backdoor foul. Sally, Aguirre. It's Aguirre. Sally's off the floor. Aguirre is in.
Just a quick pass inside to the cutting Rod Higgins, and he gets bodied out of the way, and then finally tumbles over Aguirre. Non-shooting foul. Warriors have the ball again, Greg.
Aguirre picks up his 5th. That's a three-pointer by Higgins. A three-pointer. Warriors have the lead.
Okay, they've been going uphill. They've been coming up with some big plays.
Higgins' first three-point goal made in the game. Rodman can't get it. Mullin the rebound. And he lost it. Dumars snuck in there and took it away.
He had the ball.
Isaiah sees the middle of the floor. Jump past Laimbeer, Ball blocks.
Probably going to call a foul on Otis.
You got it. 1:41 to play. Joe Dumars. He just does so many things well. That foul is on Otis. He fouls out of the game. So when overtime won, the Warriors lose Richmond, and now they lose Otis Smith.
Yeah, nice dish off by Isaiah. The ball was blocked by Manute, but it came too late. The foul previously on Otis Smith, who played a magnificent game.
He really did. 4 in the overtime of his 16. He'll be replaced by Teagle.
And his play tonight, I think, was a microcosm of the entire Warrior team tonight, because he's struggled, he's played hard, he's done a lot of great things. Never got quite over the hump, even though he had some pretty good stats. But the Warriors all night long, just never been able to put this team away. Every little bit helps.
Bill Laimbeer, 28 points tonight. His previous season best, 27. Dennis Rodman tonight has 32. His previous best, 24. Tie game. Overtime, 1:40 to go. It is Garland, Teagle, Mullin, Higgins, and BOL.
They're trying to spread the floor right now.
Dumas knocks it away, but couldn't pick it up. Shot clock is at 9. Garland. The Warriors have it back. 1:15, 1:13. Isaiah forecourt.
Fourth quarter stretch for Winston.
And it certainly stretches over to the overtime. He loves this. There's Aguirre. Three-pointer. Got it! Oh, boy. He can atone for a dismal debut if he does something in the overtime, and he did right there. He has 8 points. And through regulation, he was 2 for 10 from the floor, Aguirre. Garland. Higgins is climbed over and taken away by Laimbeer. 50 seconds to play. The Warriors are down the odd point on Aguirre's 3. Baseline Laimbeer gives up the shot to Thomas. Shot clock at 12. Isaiah wants a screen from Laimbeer. They roll it down. It's up, it's out, air ball, loose ball, foul. It's not called. The rebound is saved beautifully, but taken away by the Warriors. Higgins goes in. Aguirre fouls him in the back. Goaltending. Hey, score the bad. No, they call it breakaway foul. Breakaway foul on Aguirre. What a bad play by Aguirre. He fouls out of the game right there, and he commits a catastrophe. He commits a breakaway foul. I thought they called a goaltend. They did not. They called a breakaway foul. Aguirre fouls the Warriors. Higgins in the back. What a bad, bad play.
Yeah, you're going to see it right there. And Higgins made a smart play. He knew he wanted to keep in front of Aguirre. He knew he was going to get fouled. He wasn't even concerned about making the basket. He got it off.
Aguirre gives Higgins 2 free throws, and the Warriors keep the ball with 27 seconds to play. What a bad play by Aguirre. Oh, what a bad play by Aguirre.
But what a smart play by Rod. He did not slow up.
Right.
He just kept on going.
He can give the Warriors the lead if he makes both, and the Warriors have the ball. That is the key element here. Aguirre's breakaway foul gives the Warriors retention of the basketball. If Rod makes this, the Warriors have the lead, and they do, with 27 seconds to play, and they have the ball. So Detroit has got to stop the Warriors here. Alford comes in.
We've got to inbound the ball.
Timeout, Chuck Daly. I don't know what else a basketball game can give you. There are so many elements of this. That's why you feel for the beat writers, the guys that have to write a story about this game tomorrow in the paper and do so in a limited amount of time. What do you talk about first? I mean, there's so much to talk about. For Detroit, a bad debut. For Aguirre becomes a dismal debut after just making the three-pointer to give his team the lead. He makes a very bad head mistake at the other end.
Yeah, he has a bad game, then he goes to hero with a three-point shot, now to GOAT. But of course, like you're saying, so many elements to this basketball game tonight. I haven't seen a better one all year, and I've seen some tremendous games. And we know, and you and I both know, Greg, Don Nelson works as hard or harder than the players. We are working hard tonight because everyone, including all the fans in this sold-out arena, are emotionally into this basketball game. Adrenaline is flowing. Mine is.
This is the best game in the Coliseum since Sleepy Floyd's Mother's Day game. And we're going to both have to get out and get a shower, Jim, especially you, right after this ball game.
You know, I have to confess, a couple of times I got so involved in the game, I forgot that I was sitting right here. I felt like I was in the game again about 10 years ago.
Let's go back and do our jobs now. Let's talk this over here. 27 seconds to play. Chuck Daly is saying, play heads up, straight up defense. If we hold him here, we're going to get the last shot. I don't think he wants to commit an intentional foul. Although Don Nelson brought Alford in the game, and he will be coming back in here in case they do foul somebody. You'd like it to be an Alford or a Mullin.
What's very interesting, though, there are 27 seconds on the game clock, so you have 24 seconds. Does he go for that and say we may get the ball back with 4 seconds like they did to force the overtime, or will they go for a steal on the out of bounds? Usually a steal comes on the first pass inbounding it. If you don't come up with a steal, do you foul a guy?
I don't think they do, because, you know, the Warriors got to shoot with, say, 3 or 4 on the shot clock. You don't shoot with 0 on the shot clock, so you're going to have like 5 or 6 seconds to shoot. If you play heads-up defense, you don't need to foul.
So you're saying don't foul?
Don't foul.
If I were the Warriors, I wouldn't shoot there till there were 1 second left on that shot clock.
Well, you're right, but you know, things aren't always ideal. When it's open, you got to take it.
They're still going to overplay this inbounds pass. You got to inbound the ball.
Warriors have Mullin to inbound, Garland, Alford, Higgins, Teagle versus Vinnie Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, and Bill Laimbeer. It's stolen. And then taken back by Garland. Isaiah tipped it but couldn't get it. That would have been a major mistake. They spread the floor. Don says hold it, spread it. You can hold the ball all day, Chris. This is not college. Over to Alford. Shot clock at 7. They foul Alford. Rodman fouled the wrong guy.
Don Nelson hopes so.
Alford is an 82% free throw shooter as a Warrior. And he's much better than that. He shoots like 90%.
Chris was kind of nonchalant on that pass cross court. And Alford wasn't sure the whistle was going to be blown. So
Alford in college was a 90%er. He works so hard on this element of his game. And he gives the Warriors a 2-point lead. Now a long way to go. Everybody makes the second free throw. 10 seconds to play. A 3-pointer forces OT2. And Danny will call a timeout, I'm assuming. Although you don't have to. With 10, a lot of time to go. Alford for a 3-point lead. Timeout, Detroit. We're going to take a break here and come back for Detroit's 3-point attempt. And their only shot to force overtime, too. Isaiah Thomas and Bill Laimbeer, Detroit's 2 best 3-point shooters. They're down 3. They got to have it here. Isaiah to Laimbeer, gets behind the line. He throws it up. And it is over. The Warriors win the game. We're going to call a foul here. Hold on.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul on Vinnie Johnson. So the game is over for all intents and purposes. Chris Mullin just gets a chance to pad his percentage.
It is over. The Warriors have won this game. It's a question of by how many. 1 second to play. Hey, what's the spread in the ball game? I wonder what the spread, the betting line is in the game.
I never read those things. I never did, and I never will.
Well, you have to wonder. I mean, we have people obviously concerned with that. It's a 3-point game. Mullin has 2 free throws. And the game is over. The Warriors do not need to do anything here. One of these free throws will clinch it. Just one of them will clinch the game. And that's it. The Warriors have a 10-game home winning streak. Their longest since opening 80-81 with 10 straight here at the Coliseum. The Warriors won't foul, and they'll get out of this game. Now, Chuck Daly's going right down to the end, but who really cares, because there's 1 second to play, and they are down 5 at 121 to 116. So it is done. The Warriors will go 8 games over 500. And this one ranks right up there with the Lakers' road victory. You beat the Detroit Pistons anywhere. You've accomplished something.
Well, they're 11-1, or they were 11-1. Now they're going to be 11-2 against the Western Conference. They were 7-0 coming into this game against the Pacific Division. They're a tough team, as we mentioned at the top of the show. 33-13, second-best record in the league. They're 8 players deep. They've got not only great starters, they've got a great bench. You beat this team, you've done something.
Let me tell you, we talked about our last game as Laimbeer's a little bit sorrowful over on the bench. He had a back behind the line. I don't know why he ever came across the 3-point line. Just stay behind it. What do you want to come across it for? But whatever. You know, the Warriors are 13-2 and now 14-2 with that Clipper win against teams under 500, but against teams with better records than they'd had heading into the game. They are now 10-5, so they're beating the weak teams. They're once in a while sneaking up and beating the better teams. They're just having a for-real season.
Indeed they are, and of course you and I have talked about it in private conversations. There's a long way to go yet, but you get a good feeling of chemistry with this basketball team. They become believers in Don Nelson and his system, and you know what's amazing to me? Indicative of that, guys that don't get to play. Ralph Sampson has a good first half against LA Clippers, doesn't play in the second half. Nobody complains.
No, win. The only stat sheet they look at is the scoreboard, which is not true of a lot of other teams. Mark Aguirre really is going to get, I think, chewed up tomorrow in the Detroit papers. He's going to be a tough one for him.
I think management will get chewed up also, like you said.
And the Warriors just want to get off the floor here. Don't touch anybody. Laimbeer's threes just for fun. How ironic he would make that one. Who cares? The Warriors win the ball game. What a victory it is. And the final in overtime. The Warriors 121. The mighty Detroit Pistons 119.
The Warriors postgame show is brought to you by Nika, IBEW. When Northern California business wants relief for their electrical needs, they call the winning team. Nika, IBEW. You should too.
Right now.
All right, Greg Pop alongside Jim Barnett back at the Coliseum where it's calmed down a bit. What a great ball game we had tonight. The Warriors win it in overtime, and it's not often a player cannot score a single point in a basketball game, but be awarded the player of the game. Manute Bol is our Miller Lite player of the ball game. He only had 6 blocks. He played 25 minutes. He did not score a point, Jim, but all those shots he changed. Again, what a factor.
He almost scored a couple of three-pointers out there, had hard luck on that. And I know you wanted Rod Higgins or someone with all the points, but I felt Manute Bol was the factor in the ball game. He came in the first quarter, negated all that inside play of Detroit, got the Warriors back to the lead there, and I thought he did a great job of rebounding, particularly in the second half. He changed so many shots. And, of course, one of those shots they called goaltending I thought was a legitimate block. For me, he was the player of the game. He was the biggest factor in the Warrior win tonight.
Yeah, Al Davis is actually just walking right behind us here. I'm not sure who he was rooting for tonight, the Warriors or the Pistons. No matter who they rooted for tonight, it was a scintillating game, Jim. Playoff intensity. Obviously, for the Warriors side of things, a little bit more important. They want to make a statement. They want to win the ball game. And the critical play of the ball game was Mark Aguirre's big gap. It's going to be our Michelin replay of the ball game. Tonight is brought to you by Advantage Tire Service. You have the advantage every day at Advantage Tire Service. How ironic I would say that, because this play gives the Warriors the advantage with 27 seconds to play.
Yes, the score was 116 to 115, and the person in Mark Aguirre who had given them that three-point lead via the three-point shot puts Rod Higgins on the line. Not only that, gives possession of the basketball back to the Warriors. Rod made the 2 free throws, got him ahead by 1, got possession of the ball. That is your Michelin play of the game.
Brought to you by Advantage Tire Service. So Rod made the both free throws. They made it a 117-116 game with 27 to play. The Warriors got the ball to Alford. He was fouled. He made the 2 free throws, and the Warriors were able to salt it out with some good defense. Laimbeer missed that final 3, and the Warriors win a great ball game. Another statement game, you have to say. Like the Laker game in the Forum, you beat the is a tremendous accomplishment.
Hard-fought win, and the Warriors did it the hard way, the Pistons way, with a lot of bruising bodies.
Warriors basketball is brought to you by the Warriors broadcast department. Howard Zuckerman and Jerry Cole. A great job of the truck tonight. The game is brought to you again by authority of the Warriors, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. So the Warriors have a 10-game home win streak and head off on the road for 3 beginning Tuesday in Phoenix. 6:30, I'll have that ball game for you on radio only on KNBR. For Jim Barnett, Greg Papa saying so long from the sold-out Coliseum, where the Warriors in overtime defeat the mighty Detroit Pistons 121 to 119.
Many great moments to remember in a Warriors overtime victory like this one late in regulation.
Chris goes in and breaks the tie. 33 seconds to play. What a great time to do it, because the Warriors can take the last shot here. Timeout Detroit.
What a gutsy play, Greg. Got to reject it before.
Chris Mullin made an unbelievable recovery.
Well, the guys who are cutting highlights for the news shows later on tonight have their pick. Just in overtime, some tremendous plays. A 4-point series when Bill Laimbeer tipped in a missed free throw, put the Pistons up by 2. Rod Higgins canned a 3-pointer. Mark Aguirre canned a 3-pointer. And Higgins put in those 2 free throws on the breakaway. Little did anybody know that those last 2 free throws that Chris Mullin put in to put the Warriors up by 5. might have meant something because Detroit canned the three-pointer at the end of the game. The Warriors have won a third straight game. They're 8 games over 500 for the first time in 7 seasons, and as Greg Papa said during the broadcast, may have been the most exciting basketball game in the Coliseum since about a year and a half ago when Sleepy Floyd on Mother's Day scored 51 points. We'll be back with you on March 5th from Sacramento. That's a 6 p.m. start, a Sunday evening when the Warriors meet the Kings. That's our next broadcast here on TV 36 for the Warriors. They're off to Phoenix, San Antonio, and Dallas next week for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday games. That is it for Warriors television for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. For all of us here at TV 36, I'm John Schrader. So long.